Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning. Bella's mom granted $20,000 bail. 20,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccines will expire this month. And it's World AIDS Day. Where is the Bahamas in the fight against HIV and AIDS? It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's there. It's the start of the end of the old way.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we've got another drawing of the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle. And later in Morning Blend Business, we are talking with our friends at Access Accelerator, Small Business Development Center. They've got a lot going on as the end of the year approaches. We'll get details from them. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, roughly 20,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine are set to expire at the end of this month. That's according to Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, who yesterday added that the government will introduce incentives for individuals who choose to take the vaccine. As of November 27th, 146,441 Bahamians were fully vaccinated. Individuals over the age of 12 are eligible to receive the vaccines in the country. Darville has indicated that the government intends to make vaccines available to young children once it secures pediatric doses of Pfizer. National COVID-19 Vaccine Consultative Committee Deputy Chair Ed Fields has said he is hopeful that 200,000 people can be fully vaccinated by the end of the year. With the Omicron variant raising concern across the globe, Dr. Nakia Forbes, director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, says that preparation is vital. Forbes described the variant, which has more mutations than any other COVID variant detected to date. She says it's very alarming. However, she noted that it's still unclear what impact those mutations have on the transmissibility and severity of the virus, as well as its ability to evade immunity. Astonia Walker, the mother of murdered toddler Deania Bella Walker, remains in custody despite being granted $20,000 bail. The 29-year-old faces charges of exposing a child to grievous harm and child cruelty in relation to the 4-year-old's death on November 5th. Walker's boyfriend, Darian Smith, is accused of Bella's murder. Bella died from broken ribs that punctured her organs, according to authorities. Justice Wilhelmina Archer Mins approved Walker's pretrial release after the prosecutor did not oppose her bail application. As a condition of bail, Walker has to surrender her passport to the court and sign in at the Wolf Road Police Station 3 times a week before 7 p.m. Walker's release has been delayed as the land paper that her aunt proposes to use as a security hasn't been appraised yet. according to court officials. Attorneys Bjorn Ferguson and Barry Sawyer represent Walker, who worked at the Registrar General's Department at the time of the alleged offenses. And Health Minister Darville says he's defending the government's decision to implement travel bans on 8 South African countries after the World Health Organization criticized countries for doing so. He said, quote, "For us as a small country and with us with difficulties in our healthcare system, we must be very vigilant and we must do what's best for the Bahamas." And that's exactly what we're doing. Overseas, Japan continuing its aggressive stance against new coronavirus variants, asking international airlines to stop taking new reservations for all flights arriving in the country until the end of December, in a further tightening of already strict border controls. The Transportation Ministry said the request is an emergency precaution amid growing worry over the spread of the new Omicron variant. The move by the world's third largest economy, coupled with its recent return to a ban on foreign visitors, is among the most stringent anywhere and more in line with cloistered neighbor China than with some other democracies in the region. It comes as scientists work frantically to determine just how threatening Omicron is. Those who have already made reservations are not affected, although flights may be canceled if there are insufficient passengers. Japan is a major transit hub for flights to and from Asia, and its huge importance economically means that its actions could have a wider influence. Transit flights won't be affected. And Russian President Vladimir Putin sternly warning NATO against deploying its troops and weapons to Ukraine, saying it represents a red line for Russia and would trigger a strong response. Commenting on Western concerns about Russia's alleged intention to invade Ukraine, he said that Moscow is equally worried about NATO drills near its borders. Speaking to participants of an online investment forum, Putin said that NATO's eastward expansion has threatened Russia's core security interests. He expressed concern that NATO could eventually use the Ukrainian territory to deploy missiles capable of reaching Moscow in just 5 minutes. He added that Russia had been forced to counter the growing threats by developing new hypersonic weapons. He said a new hypersonic missile that's set to enter service with the Russian Navy early next year will be capable of reaching targets in comparable time. In sports, after a year's hiatus in 2020 because of the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Bahamas Bowl is back and is ready to kick off the 2021 College Bowl season. It features 2 Bahamas Bowl alums in the University of Toledo Rockets and the Middle Tennessee University Blue Raiders. The 2 teams will play each other in the Collegiate Bowl game on Friday, December 17th at noon at the Thomas E. Robinson National Stadium. It will be broadcast live on ESPN. The Rockets, who will represent the Mid-Atlantic Conference, was here back in 2018, losing 35-32 to FIU. The Blue Raiders will represent Conference USA. They were here in 2015, but lost 45-31 to Western Michigan University. Again, the Bahamas Bowl set for December 17th. And the 2021 Hero World Challenge first round, a significant PGA Tour event on the calendar, tips off tomorrow at Albany Golf Course, featuring 20 of the top golf players in the world. However, not making an appearance on the greens this time will be golf legend and tournament host Tiger Woods. Woods still recovering from that horrific car accident last year. He's in the Bahamas, though, and attended a pre-tournament press conference at Albany along with CEO and title sponsor Hero Motor Corp, Dr. Pawan Munjal. Making one of his first public appearances since the accident that nearly cost him his life, Woods said he's happy to be back at Albany for a 6th time and is looking forward to the event. From the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, unstoppable Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton were all smiles at the post-game podium, reminiscing about a 4-year turnaround for the Phoenix Suns that's in some ways still hard to believe. The Suns won just 19 games during their rookie seasons. Now they've tied a franchise record with 17 wins in a row. Ayton scoring 24 points. Chris Paul added 15 and 11 assists, and the Suns won their 17th straight by beating the Golden State Warriors 104-96 Tuesday night in an early showdown between the NBA's top teams. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather for today, we've got a stalled frontal boundary that will gradually weaken and dissipate near the southeast Bahamas today as high pressure in the wake of the front maintains mostly pleasant weather across the islands through tonight. Beachgoers in the southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents along eastern shorelines. For the northwest and central Bahamas, your forecast today calls for mostly sunny and warm conditions with a chance of a few light showers, becoming mostly fair and cool tonight. Winds east-northeast to east-southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. For the southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, warm, and breezy with lingering showers along the frontal boundary through tonight. Smallcraft caution is in effect. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs getting up to around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 64 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. Temperature-wise right now, currently in Nassau, some parts in your province, we're about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up after traffic in just a bit. You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Cash is what we have been using for generations, but it's no longer the only way to pay or receive money. That is great news for business owners. I'm Lasanya Mizik, Managing Director at RBC Royal Bank, encouraging you to find out how going cashless can benefit your business. At RBC, our digital banking and cashless solutions provide security and peace of mind as payments are verified, convenient, and fast. Plus, going cashless helps your business thrive by saving you time and money. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/go cashless. RBC Royal Bank. Banking reimagined.
Do you worry that you or your loved ones may get COVID-19 and possibly die from it? Getting a COVID-19 vaccine can lower your risk of severe illness or death from COVID-19. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is available, and you only need one shot. One and done and fully vaccinated for now. Talk to a healthcare professional about your concerns and about getting vaccinated. To be safe, continue to wash your hands, wear your face mask, practice physical distancing, and get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and this radio station.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bf.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
You can win. You can win. Everybody can win with Esso this Christmas. Win with Esso every week in the Fill Up and Win this Christmas promotion. Simply spend $25 or more in fuel, write your name, email, and telephone number on the back of your receipt, and drop it in the entry box provided for your chance to win loads of weekly prizes. Promotion ends December 22nd, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/fill-up-and-win for more details. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
Food security is a challenge for many. family. Now in a pandemic, many more are unsure of their next meal. Through their Feed 5,000 program and a $20,000 donation, AML is working to ensure that everyone has a meal for the holidays, and they're inviting you to help. Now until December 17th, visit any Solomon's, Costrite, Fresh Market, or Domino's in Nassau or Freeport, and Exuma Markets in Georgetown to donate and help feed a family in need this Christmas. No amount is too small. Remember, we're all in this together.
Rev customers already get more channels, more sports, and more speed. Now, we're giving more Christmas with up to $250,000 in cash and prizes. Sign up or upgrade to Rev Trio to win prizes like rent and mortgage payments, trips to see your favorite sports teams, plus up to $20,000 in our Rev Cash Vault. Want to win more Christmas? Call 601-8992 today and ask for Rev Trio. Rev, you and us together.
Technology makes every day in life just a little bit easier. Whether it's for joy, productivity, or creativity, Custom Computers has all the latest gadgets to conquer any obstacle. Imagine automating mundane tasks with tech and living a freer, richer lifestyle, all while staying on top of your goals. The path to freedom could fit in the palm of your hand. Discover tomorrow's technology today at Custom Computers on Patton Street, Cable Beach, and Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance.
We are working to protect our country, our people, and our livelihoods so that we can move forward. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is easy. The vaccine is essential for our recovery. If we want to rebuild our economy, if we want to get back to our jobs, if we want to get back to our lives, our families, we must do this together.
What does Christmas mean to you? What about the joy and satisfaction you get in starting the home projects you've wanted to do all year? CIBC First Caribbean helps you make your Christmas wishes come true with easy and flexible financing on personal loans. Apply online and smile all the way this holiday season. Visit CIBCFCIB.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's there. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards. Chester Robards, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us as always.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a lot to get to this morning, folks, and you can join the conversation on Twitter at MorningBlend969 or Facebook, facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Email us, morningblend@nascar.com, or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Remember, standard text rates apply. Coming up this morning, more weather and traffic. And in a few minutes, we're going to be talking about World AIDS Day, which is today, December 1st, every year. And we're going to be talking about where we are in the fight against HIV and AIDS at this point, and especially in light of the pandemic that's going on. Has that changed anything? We're going to find out from our very special guest this morning. And in our 8 o'clock hour, another drawing of the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle. And then in our 9 o'clock hour, Morning Blend Business, we are talking with the Accelerator, Small Business Development Center. They're going to give us an update on some of the exciting things going on there, especially as they're coming to the end of the year, 2021. 1. So a lot to get to this morning, but let's begin with what's in the news. And in the news, hey, everybody's talking about Barbados and what Barbados did yesterday, becoming a republic, and it seems like the person everybody wanted to get a picture with, not the new president of Barbados, not Prime Minister Mia Mottley, who's a rock star, but a literal rock star, Rihanna. Everybody wanted to get a picture of Rihanna, including our Prime Minister, Philip Davis.
Mm-hmm. He was in a few pictures, huh?
Quite a few. Got one with just the two of them. Got one with some other guy. We don't know who that was.
Right.
Got one with Ambassador to CARICOM. That's Leah Miller Bryce.
He wouldn't leave.
He was attached to Rihanna. He was her umbrella. I don't know. I was trying to think of it.
Wow.
He was just there. But hey, who would want to take a picture with Rihanna?
That's true.
Right. So there you go. But the president, nah, don't worry about it.
I thought Rihanna was the president when I saw it. When I started to see the pictures.
One day, I'm sure. But anyway, again, we're very happy for Barbados. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And one day for us.
Yeah.
One day for us.
One day.
Although, as I joked yesterday, we'll be the last one, folks.
I don't know. Maybe the
No.
PM went there to get the cliff notes.
Nope. Scotland, Wales will all be out of it.
Wow.
It'll be the Bahamas
Wow.
and England.
Hanging on.
And then England will say, "Are you still here?" Anyway, okay. But that's what. Anyway, hey, the lead story in the National Guardian. It's getting a lot of attention. Prime Minister Davis brought it up during as they kicked off the debate on the supplementary budget about this report that they found, where the IMF was recommending that the way things are going, the government may have to increase VAT to 15% and do all kinds of things, right? But it didn't happen, so okay, right? So
Yeah.
no harm, no foul. It was a recommendation, not
Right.
that they were going to do it. But anyway, and now Menace is talking about it. Former Prime Minister Dr. Ibrahim Menace is talking about it, saying he never even saw this report, refuting Davis's tax claim. But now he's saying, quote, "In the last budget speech, I had committed to the Bahamian people that the government would pursue further tax reforms. I committed to this. We would pursue further tax reforms, both to expand our tax base and to ensure that we create a tax system that is fair and more equitable. The records would reflect that. I also committed to undertaking a tax study and publishing the findings in a white paper for public consultation among key stakeholders and all citizens, because the government's made this decision on the way forward. These were committed. We subsequently approached the IMF to assist with this tax study. Now, it is my understanding that the IMF produced their preliminary report in early September. I can say that I nor Cabinet ever saw this report. I never saw this report. Cabinet never saw this report."
One more time.
Apparently, they never saw the report.
One more time.
Never saw this report. Cabinet never saw this report. The report would have come during the time of election, and the Ministry of Finance had the report. I never, nor Cabinet, saw the report. So do you think he saw it? He says, quote, "Therefore, I challenge the government to produce the white paper of consultation, and to be honest, never did we, the F&M, agree or ever had any intentions of increasing any tax on the Bahamian people." Okay. So, yeah.
Well,
So
there you have it.
This is just a lot of rhetoric on both sides. So it was just a suggestion. They didn't do it, and I doubt they were going to do it because the place would have burned down had they done that. But this quote here, very strange, and I'm trying to make sure it is from Hubert Minnis. That's very bizarre. Very
You
bizarre.
don't see the actual quote in the story?
Let's see if we can find it.
It's a quote quote.
We'll tell you in a second what's going on there. So, the minister recently said that he called an early election because difficult times were ahead for the country, and the government needed a new mandate to make some, quote, very, very difficult decisions. Asked yesterday what headwinds he was referring to, because he keeps saying this and he never says what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Minister said, quote, I never identified it. I knew that the cost of living and everything was going up sky high. I only said headwind, and this was not a part of it. He cannot get into my head to determine what the headwinds are. I never said it. If the Prime Minister could have gotten in my head to determine what the headwinds are, then the Prime Minister could have also seen in my head that we had no intentions of increasing any taxes. What's happening? What's happening right now? And then he goes on to say, quote, I've never discussed it. The only thing I said is that we needed a new mandate to carry the country forward because we would have to make some decisions that would be beneficial to the country. Now, the National Guardian reminded former Prime Minister Minnis that he said, quote, difficult decisions would have to be made. Asked what those decisions could have been, Minnis replied, quote, I did not define them and I will not. What? Quote, if the Prime Minister could get in my head, this again? If the Prime Minister could get in my head, he could see that there was never any intention of increasing taxes. Don't try to use me and the F&M. I've said, why are we still talking to him?
This is where the quote is.
Why are we still talking to him?
At the end here.
I have said repeatedly that I am not an advocate for escalating or increasing taxes. It is my view that the lower taxes are, the more people spend. More people are going to get involved in the economy, and your economy grows. Now, who said that? Who's saying that? Which Hubert Minnis? Is there a different one?
Nah.
Is that the same person
the very
who
same.
was responsible for the VAT going up to 12%?
Yes.
Quote, I have said repeatedly that I am not an advocate for escalating or increasing taxes. It is my view that the lower taxes are, the more people spend, more people are going to get involved in the economy, and your economy grows. And of course,
His hands was tied back in the day. But now.
The National Guardian helpfully reminds everyone that in 2018, Minnis' government increased VAT from 7.5% to 12%.
Well, there you have it.
All right. So when they elected a new leader on Saturday, are they able now to tell the old one to please don't speak in the House?
I think they could
say good day, Madam Speaker, and then sit down.
I'm sure
Is it
parties
possible?
can issue gag orders, right? Yeah.
Okay. I'm at a loss for words, unlike Hubert Minnis, but I really don't know what to say here. So he's not going to tell us what the headwinds are.
No.
And what the difficult decisions were likely to be.
He sees some real economic problems coming next year, but he won't tell us what they are.
Is he like one of those people who time traveled, and if you try to disrupt what you see happening, it'll change the course of the universe, and there'll be like terrible.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like I've been to 2023, and I cannot tell you what's happening, but
Wait, maybe we're going to be living on the moon for real and fishing from there.
Okay. All right. Let's hear what you have to say about this. I mean, if 323-6232, 325, why can't he say 325-4316, 325-4259, tweet us, Facebook us, text us.
I mean, he told me personally it's going to be bad.
But
he said it. He's like, it's going to be bad, Chester.
You're speaking to him.
I was talking to him.
Yeah, and did he say what?
He-
How
no,
bad?
no,
What's
he
going to
just-
happen?
he just kept saying
Who,
it's gonna
what,
be
where,
bad.
when?
No,
Nothing.
no.
Did you ask him?
Can't give it away.
He said, no. Okay, this is. So he can't even tell us how to prepare, like, you know, stock up on
beans, man.
Beans,
Yeah.
toilet paper.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with beans.
Get some soap. No.
Yeah. Nope.
Don't get soap. Tell us something. He said the cost of living, that's the only thing, but everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And it's been going up.
Well,
And you all
and we've been told.
And they've done very little to help control the cost of living in the place. But okay, so that was a lot of helpful information there. But they didn't see the report, in case you missed that part.
Right.
They didn't see the report.
About 15% suggestion.
Okay, let's read a couple messages, then we're going to get on to real news. The Menace hate, this is a text. The Menace hate is so strong, I'm surprised y'all ain't trying to blame him for the vaccines that are about to expire. We probably could. But the Menace hate? No. That's not what it is. And I don't know who you are texting, but it's not hate. It's a disappointment and frustration that someone who is complaining about a lot of things was in a position to fix these things. Right? All those things you talked about, the white paper, that could have been happening right now had you continued to be the prime minister and the all-seeing future man, right? You could have been preparing the place for this instead of taking people to an election and at a terrible point in a pandemic. And it was terrible when you called it. It wasn't like all of a sudden it got terrible around election day.
Yeah.
No. So not Menace hate, just frustration with politics in the Bahamas. How all of a sudden in opposition you know everything, but when people were telling you things,
I don't know why they call it hate.
Yeah,
we're here to examine these things.
That might be Menace. I don't know. But people were saying these things, and when people were saying these things, you're not listening, dismissing, criticizing those who are warning, right? All these people, the McAlpines in the world, all the callers to talk shows, all the talk show hosts, everybody's saying these things, and they're dismissed and boycotts that party, the boycotting people and not going on certain. Come on now. So there were warning signs, and you just defied them also. And now you're talking more than you ever talked before, which is very, very annoying. All right, let's move on. So this story has been getting a lot of attention, and it's just very sad what's happening here. And even in her death, there is no peace for little Deonya Bella Walker, as her family members are in court trying to fight over her remains. And now her mother granted bail. For more on what's going on here, take a listen to this report from our Kyle Joaquin.
Authorities did not bring her to court, but in an emergency bail hearing, 29-year-old Estonia Walker, the mother of Bella Walker, has been granted bail in the amount of $20,000 with one or two shorties by Supreme Court Justice Gilomena Archer-Mintz. It's just the latest twist in this saga as little Bella awaits burial. Earlier this month, Bella's mother was charged with exposing the 4-year-old to grievous harm and cruelty, while her boyfriend was charged with murder. In court today, Walker's attorneys Barry Sawyer and Rodrika Strawn read an affidavit taken from her on November 25th. In it, the child's mother says at the time of her death, she was at work at the Registrar General's department and left her in the care of 33-year-old Darian Smith, her boyfriend. She said as she left the child with him, she did not know how her child met her untimely demise, but she said she was taken to the morgue to identify the child's remains. In that affidavit, Walker continued saying she is a single mother and not a flight risk. She said she is in a confused state of mind and must receive counseling. If granted bail, she promised in that affidavit that she would attend all counseling sessions and said her aunt would assure she did. Walker says she would ensure the proper endowment of the child. Her attorney argued that Walker grew up on Grand Bahama and spent time in Abaco and only moved to Nassau for financial reasons. The prosecution had no objection to bail, as Walker has no previous convictions or pending matters. In making her decision, the Supreme Court Justice noted this fact and that with offenses like these, bail is routinely granted. Walker will also have to hand over her passport and report to the Wolf Road Police Station on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays by 7 p.m. On the other side of Bank Lane, the court battle continues as Bella's maternal grandmother seeks to have her body removed from Serenity Funeral Home out of the care of the child's paternal family, allowing her maternal relatives to make funeral arrangements. The matter is being heard privately before Justice Lauren Klein, with a ruling expected by the end of the week. Bella's mother returns to court on September 17th, 2022, for the start of trial.
All right, Kyle Joaquin with that report there. All right, so we'll keep you posted on that, but continues to be a sad situation.
Yeah.
Continues to be a very sad situation. Yeah. All right, let's get to some of your messages here. And again, you can call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This person says here, we have a bunch of delusional politicians. Let's assume that the IMF did suggest that VAT be increased to 15%, and let's assume that the administration was planning to increase VAT. What is the point of Prime Minister Davis's statement regarding the former Prime Minister planning on increasing VAT to 15%? When under a PLP administration, with Davis as the deputy PM, VAT was implemented, and they wanted 15%. These politicians are out to lunch and are doing very little to improve the economic prospects of our country and the lives of Bahamians. PLP, and FNM. We really need some better qualified politicians across the board.
Point.
Yeah, interesting. This person says here, Dr. Minnis is a real turnoff. I still can't support the FNM because he's a constant reminder of those broken promises and his refusal to deal with obvious low-hanging fruit. Okay. Another one. Come on, Dwight, let's move on from former Prime Minister Minnis. We all make mistakes. Forgive him, and let's move on.
We tried to move on. People keep bringing them back up.
Well, he keeps bringing himself back up.
But like the person said, why did Davis even bring up the 15%? Campaign mode is over, man. We don't care about the 15%. Are you gonna do it? No. Okay, fine. What are we talking about it for? I mean, these guys just go in the House of Assembly to like pile on each other.
Yeah.
Still, when there's no relevance to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This person says here, Minnis did so well that he wants to give our country away for 150 years. Why doesn't he give his house away?
Huh?
What? Okay. This one says here, this so-called New Day government is flying all over the world unnecessarily, living it up, and all y'all could talk about is Minnis. They have more flying time than birds. This is the same person who said about the Minnis hate, by the way.
That's it.
So
clearly,
Dr. Minnis. Dr. Minnis, please calm down. You don't have to text us every few minutes.
Hey, they've been at it though, really.
But okay.
They don't ever take us journalists with them, It's not fair.
That's more money. So, This one says here, Dwight, so when Dr. Minnis was going to tell us about these headwinds we were facing in losing, Dr. Minnis still is taking the Bahamian people for fools, just in case he didn't get the message. That's why we voted you out, sir. So you can take that head with you, sir.
Huh?
I don't know, but you kind of get what they're saying. Mm-hmm. This one says here, this is, okay. Dwight, women are not held responsible for abuse in the same way men are. She was only arrested for show. That is why you can't let this marital rape thing go through, where men would be guilty because they were accused. Women need to choose good men.
What kind of crazy statement is that?
The last part is very odd in this. Yeah, sure. But okay. So everybody clearly is dealing with the wrong type of people. So you're dealing with some crazy women and you're dealing with some crazy men, it seems, right? If you think that just out of the blue, your very happy, loving wife is going to accuse you of rape.
Yeah.
If you didn't rape her, then something is very wrong. And that shouldn't come as a surprise the day that happens. There were clearly signs before.
Yeah. You should have gotten that.
Clearly signs that this woman head ain't good. And if it does happen and you're surprised and she's adamant about it, well, then clearly your head isn't good because you aren't paying attention to what's going on and what she's saying to you. So if you're in these situations, you need to see a therapist as quickly as possible.
Post haste.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Anyway, the PLP needs to get to work and stop campaigning. It seems like all the PLP wants to do is fly and ball partying like rock stars on people's dime. This one says that the headwinds are still in Minutes' head. Okay, so we're still talking about him.
Oh, I see.
All right. Oh, boy. All right, so all of this is happening while the pandemic is still here, of course, and Omicron now, and we've got vaccines about to expire.
But did he tell the New Day government about these headwinds? He did warn them, right?
Who? This minister person?
Yeah.
He just said there.
Did he tell them what the headwinds are so that they know?
I mean, did
They
he
can't
tell his
they can't
people?
prepare us.
Did he tell his people? I don't know if they know.
Well, I mean, if it's as scary as he making it out to be, shouldn't we know?
Well, I don't know why he can't say. This is so really, if you're not going to say, then please don't ever speak. Like what? Yes, prices going up, the shipping issue, you know something else? What else? What else? Something's about to happen. Why can't you say?
Toilet paper shortages would be that'd be a real headwind.
Insider trading, why can't he say what's going on? What is this?
Insider trading.
I don't know. What's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're not going to say, don't ever speak. Again, simple as that. Be specific. Tell us. People would like to prepare. Maybe you know something. You owe us, right? Is it not your duty?
Yeah.
Not just as a former prime minister, but as
like getting
as a citizen. If you know something's going to happen, like what?
It's like playing with a Ouija board with no letters.
They did that for the whole 4.5 years. All right. So, yes, Omicron is here. And, well, not here, but in the world. Although it's probably.
We're trying to freak people out.
Hey, is it going to be any freakier than what we've been experiencing?
No, probably
This has been
not.
awful, right? We've got some vaccines about to expire and concerns that we might have to tighten some recently loosened restrictions. For more on this, take a listen to this report from our Jasmine Brown.
On Sunday, the government announced travel restrictions on individuals who have visited 8 African countries as a result of the spread of the new variant.
We're watching it. Our travel advisory was clear with the restrictions. And as we followed the day-to-day issues as it relates to the new variant, we must be mindful that there may be some additional changes as it relates to our borders and some of our protocols.
Darville called the situation fluid as he revealed there is a lot currently being discussed by the Ministry of Health's technical team, including requiring PCR tests for those entering the country.
We have been considering it from the first day we learned about the virus and the new mutation. Our borders are one of the most vulnerable areas for the importation of this new strain. And so that is being discussed, and within a few days, we will make a final decision.
South African scientists have been praised for first detecting the new variant and alerting global health authorities to it last week. Since then, the variant has now spread to about 20 other countries, amid mounting concern that it could be significantly easier to pass on from person to person. On Sunday, Canadian officials revealed the variant has reached North America. Japan and France confirmed their first cases on Tuesday. Dr. Darville says so far there is no sign of the variant in the Bahamas, but he noted the National Reference Lab has been put on alert. As for the new variant's impact on the current health and safety protocols,
and we are definitely going to see in the Christmas season the possibility of new protocols. And vaccines, we believe, are definitely essential for us to be able to fight any particular strain that would come in the country.
Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right. It's frightening. We've made all this progress, and you know that it could be derailed like this potentially. Not that it's going to happen, but so that means again another appeal for everyone to not let their guard down, to be very careful. I know it is the festive season; the events have started already, and we just need everyone to be very, very, very careful. Very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, give us a call, folks. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's get to some more of your messages here. This person says here, the Minnis person? Come on, Dwight, let's be respectful. I don't carry any grief for Dr. Minnis. I think I meant brief. Anyway. But we are trying to teach our children to be respectful. Some of the disrespect on Guardian Radio, I guess, makes me cringe. Yeah, we thought that was disrespectful? Okay, I think it was disrespectful to make a bunch of promises and not fulfill them, and and act like it was no big deal. That's kind of disrespectful. I think that's much more disrespectful than that. He is a Minnis person. I don't see what the issue is there, but okay. What do you want? The Right Honorable? Do you want us to say that? Well, we don't do that here, but no disrespect. Most? Oh my! Oh dear. Okay. This one says here, rather than getting into spats, we need the current Prime Minister to get on with governance. Our state of the economy is at a scary level, and there appears to be no sense of urgency from the current leader. He seems comfortable being busy increasing the size of government. Our economic woes cannot sustain this level of priority from our leader.
Hey, they know something we don't know. That's all I could say. Nope, somebody ain't telling us a lot of stuff.
You mean that texter just now? Or
I'm talking about what they're talking about.
They're talking about, yeah.
Hey, because they out there, they wilding. To be honest.
But I know there have been some concerns that at this time, with where we've been and where we're at, it's interesting that a Minister of Finance would be doing all that our Minister of Finance is doing. Yes, he is the Prime Minister.
Took a look at the books. I tell you, they know something we don't know.
So is it good or is it bad? I gotta be there to get attention on the Bahamas so people will want to invest and come here?
Listen, our economics got to be fluffy.
Is that what it is? Or is it like a PR campaign? Like I got to get out there to promote the place so that everyone can see us?
No, who's doing that promotion?
Him. If they can see me, they'll talk about us. And then they'll want to invest or come and visit.
They increased the government payroll, and now they're all over the place.
Wow. Let's see what you say, folks. Good morning, caller. You are on Morning Blend.
Morning, Dwight, and good morning to your co-host.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, I find that I have a problem with the Minister of Health. What has happened over the past several months? There were issues that we would have loved to hear from the Minister of Health, especially with the situation down in August about a month and a half ago. I trying to figure out whether we do have a medical team. Do we have a chief medical officer? When we from this government came to power, we have yet to have a proper health briefing, and that is very, very appropriate. We don't need to hear the minister running on as if he is fumbling or don't have the facts of whatever he's talking about. That is more confusing than anything else. He needs to get his medical team. We should have a medical in-depth report by Friday. No later than Friday. Or shortly after the debate in Parliament. Perhaps Monday may be more appropriate. But we need to have an in-depth medical report as to what is going on. We have a new variant, and we don't know what the situation is. It's still in its infant stage, and it's still being investigated. But we need to hear from the medical team that was in place. Or that if that medical team is being removed, we need to know who now heads the medical team. They need to speak directly to the Bahamian people, and then the minister can come and say what he have to say. But right now, the way Mr. Davil is going about is totally inappropriate. In the last previous administration, he criticized for the then leader of the F&M as being a one-man band. Well, he is exhibiting the same thing.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Thank you very much. But we haven't heard much from the CMO. Not much at all. And you're right. There hasn't been one of those. The numbers are low. On most fronts. But
I think we've had like I guess you call it random updates from him. Not like national addresses. Random. So like if he was on the press briefing one time, I think he made some overtures in the House at some time.
Right.
And that was about it.
Yeah.
So no doubt, if the Bahamians feel comfortable about what used to be done with national addresses on the health front, I think.
But it's
warranted.
This isn't really different from what we were seeing in the previous administration, though, where when the numbers were lower, we did hear from them less.
It's true. Yeah.
So perhaps that's the thinking. I don't know, but he does ask some interesting questions. Where is the CMO?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take this call, and then we've got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on Morning Blend.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning. I'm Chester.
Morning.
Anyway, don't you this morning. The country's not broke, because country is broke. Like you say, they party and all about traveling all over the world. I thought when they broke it, they cut back and talk on phone and go on Zoom. We got a country to run, man. We got a country to run. Those kids been in school now 2 years, and I even commend Mr. Lazana, man, for trying to get the kids back to school in space learning. This game can stop. Brad Mitchell, you stop talking, man. You're government. You always say you're government from day one, and for all that, start doing something. Start with some houses then. Well, I'm sharing for I'm for homeless people. Let's take this country, man. Let's just focus on us being people right now, right? And thanks for taking my call, man.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right.
Gotta be, man, because look, they already said with such divinity that we're not going to default on our debts.
Right.
The U.S. on the border of defaulting on its debt for the first time ever, but we good over here. We straight. So they know something we don't know.
Well, we will see. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, more of what's making news, and then later we're going to be talking about HIV and AIDS in the Bahamas. It is World AIDS Day today, the 1st of December, 2021. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
We'll never be worlds apart, maybe in magazines, but you still be my star, baby, 'cause in the dark, you can't see shiny cars, and that's when you need me there, with you I'll always share, because when the sunshine we shine together, told you I'll be here forever, said I'll always be your friend, took an oath to get out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Ella, ella, under my umbrella. Ella, ella, under my umbrella. Ella, ella, under my umbrella.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Coronavirus update. Good morning. I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. The U.S. is expected to toughen coronavirus testing requirements for international travelers.
Concerned about the new Omicron variant of COVID-19, the Biden administration is considering more rigorous requirements for international travelers to the United States. Although Omicron has not yet been detected in the U.S., it has been identified in more than 20 countries. Speaking in Minnesota Tuesday, President Joe Biden said,
"On Thursday, I'll put forward a detailed strategy outlining how we're going to fight this COVID this winter, not with shutdowns and lockdowns."
Although some details could still change, a senior administration official who spoke on condition of anonymity tells the AP under consideration is a requirement that all air travelers to the U.S. be tested for COVID-19 within a day of boarding their flight. Mike Gracia, Washington.
Japan is asking international airlines to stop taking new reservations for all flights arriving in the country until the end of December. I'm Ed Donahue.
7:36 the time for your Morning Blend Traffic Alert, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. And in your traffic alert, note that Claridge Road work is going to begin there today. It's scheduled to begin there today. Ministry of Works and Utilities and Bahamix scheduled to begin milling and paving work from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. beginning today for the next 14 working days. And as a result of this, the resurfacing of Claridge Road will extend from Wolf Road to Robinson Road, and there will be a full road closure implemented where necessary for the duration of the works. All connecting roads along the length of Claridge Road will be closed. So there will be access made for residents only, and where necessary. Motorists are asked to avoid the area if possible, and keep that in mind. That's going to begin, at least scheduled to begin today, for Claridge Road from 9:30 this morning until 2:30 for the next 14 days. Work also is scheduled to begin on Marcus Bethel Way today between for West Bay Street between Marcus Bethel Way to Chippingham Road, beginning today for the next 3 days. That's scheduled to take place between 7 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. each day. And if the work is not completed by that time, Bahamix will continue the surface rejuvenation exercise until completion during off-peak hours only. All westbound traffic will be diverted through Chippingham Road onto Infant View Road onto Marcus Bethel Way and the return to West Bay Street. So that's going to be, again, road paving for West Bay Street tonight and for the next few days. So keep that in mind. Avoid the area if you can. In your real-time traffic at this hour, Mile Butler Highway, heavy traffic from Fire Trail all the way up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. The northbound lanes there looking very busy. Gladstone Road looking busy as well for you, just north of Fire Trail up to JFK Drive. Building traffic on Carmichael Road eastbound to Blue Hill Road, which is looking busy this morning from just south of St. Vincent Road all the way up to the Independence Drive roundabout, especially north of Soldier Road in the northbound lanes there. Building traffic at East Street as well, near East Street and Robinson Road, the intersection, and then East Street and the roundabout with Independence Drive East-West Highway, especially between that roundabout and Soldier Road northbound. And then pockets along Prince Charles Drive, Robinson Road at this hour, especially Prince Charles and Beatrice Avenue. And then Bernard, Wolf Village, and Soldier, the traffic is building there at that intersection. That's what we're looking at so far. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, banking reimagined. And at 7:39, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by John Bull. A stalled frontal boundary will gradually weaken and dissipate near the southeast Bahamas today as high pressure in the wake of the front maintains mostly pleasant weather conditions across the island chain through tonight. Beachgoers in the southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents along eastern shorelines. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, your forecast calls for mostly sunny and warm conditions with a chance of a few light showers. Becoming mostly fair and cool tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, warm and breezy with lingering showers along the frontal boundary through tonight. Smoke-craft caution in effect. High temperatures today getting up to around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 64 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. In your extended outlook, a mid to upper level trough will trigger showers across the Bahamas as it shifts eastwards on Thursday. Afterwards, high pressure will be the dominant weather feature with temperatures steadily climbing through to Friday. So for tomorrow, Thursday, look for variably cloudy and warm conditions with widely scattered showers and a slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Friday, mostly sunny and warm with a few light showers. Yesterday marked the end of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, and thankfully the Bahamas spared from hurricanes, but it was a very busy hurricane season, the sixth straight busier than normal Atlantic hurricane season, producing an above average number of storms for a sixth consecutive year. The 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, of course, as we said, coming to a close yesterday. It produced 21 named storms, the third most on record, only trailing last year and 1995. And for just the third time, the season exhausted all names on the National Hurricane Center's conventional naming list. It's also very costly for the U.S., the fourth costliest hurricane season on record, with 21 named storms. We've had 7 that made landfall in the lower 48 states in the U.S., according to the Washington Post. So Again, we have a lot to be thankful for here in the Bahamas. Remember, the hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th. This weather update brought to you by John Bull. John Bull is giving you 24 reasons to believe this holiday. Enter to win one of 24 $500 gift cards with every $50 spent. Winners then vie for the grand prize of a $5,000 gift card. Believe in joy, the joy of John Bull.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Technology makes every day in life just a little bit easier. Whether it's for joy, productivity, or creativity, Custom Computers has all the latest gadgets to conquer any obstacle. Imagine automating mundane tasks with tech and living a freer, richer lifestyle, all while staying on top of your goals. The path to freedom could fit in the palm of your hand. Discover tomorrow's technology today at Custom Computers on Patton Street, Cable Beach, and Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the big tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decorations. Restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels, Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, red and white stringed cranberry, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295.
The Bahamas welcomes its newest and best savings store. It's discounts galore. From discounted cleaning products to discounted disposable products to discounted health, personal, and skincare products. For those new mothers, we have specially discounted baby accessories. And finally, just in time for Christmas, discounted toys and novelty items. Conveniently located on Mackey Street opposite Carey's Fabric Store. Come see us at Discounts Galore, your savings store.
RBC has been growing with the Bahamas for over 110 years. We are committed to deepening our relationship with existing clients and forging new ones in the future. With investments in youth, education, and environmental initiatives, we're dedicated to helping you and our communities grow.
We're here to help you flourish. We're RBC.
RBC Royal Bank.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Every choice and step I make, every word and breath I take, you're the reason my world keeps turning. Like the blood running through my veins, sunshine when there's only rain, you're the reason my heart keeps learning. I will never let go of that feeling, 'cause loving you, it makes me feel strong. And when I feel the pain, you are my healing, and I know beside you's where I belong. 'Cause loving feels like that, feels like that, whoa. It will lift you up when that is loving me. Loving feels like that, whoa. I thank God that it is you who's loving me. Hey, thank you for love. I just want to say.
And we are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. In just a couple minutes, we're going to be talking about World AIDS Day in the Bahamas. And the Bahamas is fight against HIV and AIDS is coming up in just a couple minutes. Just want to read a few of your text messages before we get to that. This person says here, I thought the CMO did a press conference the day the country was downgraded by the CDC to level 4. That wasn't a press conference.
She was on the...
She was asked about it.
She was at the weekly press briefing.
Yeah.
So she didn't have a press conference.
It wasn't a health briefing that they were doing. But she was asked about it. All right. This person here. I am fully vaccinated, and I paid in the last 2 weeks $229 in COVID tests on recent travel. I've had enough of this stupid COVID, and I'm not following anything else. Omicron can go to that bad place there. And I'm not following any more of these government protocols. I don't care anymore. Well, that's just crazy. I mean, did you have to travel? But I mean, is it going to be an everyday thing? I can understand if it has to be. That'll be frustrating.
Yeah.
But you've made it this far, right? Thankfully, you've made it this far, and you're okay. So I know it can be a lot, but that's not. Hey, we're all in this together. You got our support. You've got everybody's support around you. And that was a little blip right there, right? Because you were traveling. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. While cutting up with Chester downtown, I saw tourists walking. Which Chester do you mean? Cooper, the deputy prime minister, or was it you?
I don't know. What are we talking about? Finish the
While cutting up with Chester downtown, I saw tourists walking all about passing police officers without their masks on. Are we serious about this pandemic? Well.
Huh?
Well.
Oh, I still don't know who you're talking about.
It could be you. But are we serious?
No. Well, what are we serious about in this country? I mean, yesterday there was a woman, like, having a big conversation with police. Mm-hmm. Her mask was dropping off her face. Mm-hmm. And while they were kind of telling her to calm down and go away, not once did I hear them say, you need to pull your mask up.
Yeah.
But everybody got their nose hanging out still. That seems
There's a lot of that.
It's like trending. It's like the jeans below your butt.
Oh, that's wear your mask down.
Wear your mask down low. Sagging.
Yikes.
It's a trend.
Yikes. This one says here, take your bush medicine. When God put us here, he knew we needed a vehicle for oxygen, hence the trees. He knew from time to time we would get sick, hence the bush medicine. To keep the immune system high, if you believe in God, you've got to know that he's got your back.
Well, amen to that.
Okay. I'm sure. And he inspires humans to be able to
take care
also
of each other.
find things to help to keep you safe as well. Right? Mm-hmm. This one says here, I've come to two conclusions. Dr. Minnis does not have the best interest of the country at heart because he is intentionally withholding information that is to the detriment of his own Bahamian people. And two, there was absolutely nothing to be concerned about, and he has absolutely nothing to reveal, just flim-flam it. Okay. This one says, let's focus on the Brave administration and their horrendous spending. Travel, Gussie cabinet, and other issues that they are not advising the Bahamian people on. Why are the New Day reporters so mum on important issues these days? The New Day reporters. Who are those?
Who are those people?
Who are those people? And mum on what? You know about the travel and the, right? Because the reporters are telling you about it.
And in the press briefing, I'm pretty sure reporters keep asking about how much they spent with Bahamar on their opening ceremonies. And we still haven't gotten that price tag yet.
Asked about travel, we said you get a lump sum at the end of the at the end of the year or something.
Those questions have been asked. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who these New Day people are you talking about.
Prime Minister Davis is on his pre-retirement tour. He's getting to see the things that he hasn't seen before. So you all take a chill pill and enjoy the holidays. And they have smiley faces. Kudos to Glennis Hannah Martin. She's a real warrior in the PLP cabinet, a true champion, always in place, always working, and always trying to help her constituents. She slays in any position or ministry she's given. Champion.
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. This person says here, our approach to COVID may be changing for the better. This is the first time in 2 years I've heard any government official admit that the border is our greatest threat. It was like the other crew couldn't mention tourists and COVID in the same sentence. I remember clearly speaking about the connection, and see this machine knows why it won't allow me to open your message. They know why it won't allow me to open this. I can't see the rest of your message, but I don't know what. So what did you want us to do? Have the borders closed like New Zealand for 2 years? Is that what you were suggesting? Yeah, because we would then do what? What were we going to do? You want everyone to not be working and everyone to just, Hunger Games it out. Is that what you were hoping for? Okay. Well, good to know. This one says here, Morning Blend, were there any updates with the boards? Everything still seems to be a bit at a standstill in the government ministries. Oh, very excited about the boards thing.
Really, yeah.
They want to know if they're on it.
They said they're still calling people. So maybe you are on it. They just ain't reached your phone number yet.
Someone says here, please don't stay home with bush medicine. If you're 1 week of infection and start feeling off, contact a physician. When you start gasping for air, it will almost be too late. Bush medicine will not work at that stage. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's take another break. When we come back, we'll get to our discussion about World AIDS Day and our fight against HIV and AIDS. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Switch to BTC for huge smartphone savings to celebrate the magic of Christmas. Get the iPhone 12 mini for just $199.99 plus a Christmas gift when you sign up for a postpaid plan. Get the new Alcatel A1V for just $19 or the Samsung A02 for just $39, that included. Plus a free 7-day prepaid combo and SIM card. Get yours today.
This Christmas make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me. Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
Conditions apply.
When engaging in physical activity, it is normal for the body to get tired and fatigued. In the same way, COVID-19 has brought on fatigue, but we must not give up the fight. Wear your mask over your mouth and nose, stay at least 3 feet apart from others, wash and sanitize your hands often, and avoid touching your face. Together, we will win.
This message is brought to you by the PAHO WHO Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Country Office, the Ministry of Health, and the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Unlock the value of your home with an RBC home equity loan and do more for the holidays, like home improvements, investments, and build back your savings. When you switch your mortgage to RBC, experience the difference with no management fees, cash back on closing costs, and guidance from our mobile mortgage finance specialists. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/equity loan and experience holiday joy with RBC. Offer extended to December 31st. Conditions apply.
We are working to protect our country, our people, and our livelihoods so that we can move forward. The vaccine is safe. The vaccine is easy. The vaccine is essential for our recovery. If we want to rebuild our economy, if we want to get back to our jobs, if we want to get back to our lives, our families, we must do this together.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here. Yes, everything is here at Shop Smart Department Stores. 2 locations just for you. One on Mackey Street next to RBC and in the Prince Charles Shopping Plaza. Come on down. Everything is here. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
What happened here as the New York sunset disappeared? I found an empty garden among the flagstones there.
And we are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards. It is World AIDS Day, and we are very pleased to have with us this morning. Together, we have the director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program for the Bahamas, Dr. Nakia Forbes, and the president of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation, Lady Camille Barnett. Great to have you both with us again, and for the first time, both together, but thank you. Welcome. Great to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's get just a brief overview of what the big picture is in terms of HIV and AIDS in the Bahamas. I know the last time we talked about this, we noted a decline in total HIV positive cases. Where do we stand at this point here on World AIDS Day 2021?
Well, thank you, Mr. Strong. So the Bahamas has been monitoring the HIV epidemic since the beginning of the epidemic in the early 80s. And at the end of 2020, 4,700 persons were living with HIV in the Bahamas. And we do monitor trends in the new infections and the AIDS deaths and numbers of cases of mother-to-child transmission of HIV are some of the things that we monitor. We also want to know that as many persons as possible are on treatment. That's part of our shared strategy to end AIDS, and that they have reached the gold standard. And that's having a blood test indicating that we cannot find any copies of HIV in their bloodstream. That is something that we term undetectable. So we are making some progress. And it's good to be able to say that new infections of HIV have gone down by 53% between 2010 and 2019. This is really a lot of progress since the peak of the HIV epidemic in the Bahamas. You believe that at the peak of the epidemic in the Bahamas in the 1990s, that was the early 1990s, there were almost 800 new cases per year.
Wow.
Just under that number.
Yeah.
And in 2019, there were 133 new HIV infections. So that's a significant decline. That's gone down by 53%.
Amazing. Okay, we're going to talk more about this and what's accounting for this and what we need to do to get that down to zero when we get back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on 6.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:22, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. We've got a stalled frontal boundary that will gradually weaken and dissipate near the southeast Bahamas today as high pressure in the wake of the front will maintain mostly pleasant conditions across the country through tonight. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, look for partly sunny and warm conditions with the chance of a few light passing showers, becoming mostly fair and cool tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy, warm and breezy with lingering showers and along the frontal boundary through tonight. Smoke-craft caution in effect. Temperature-wise today, highs getting to around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 64 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. Beachgoers in the southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents along eastern shorelines. And an outlook, a mid to upper level trough will trigger showers across the country as it shifts eastwards on Thursday. Afterwards, high pressure will be the dominant weather feature, with temperatures steadily climbing through Friday. So for tomorrow, Thursday, look for variably cloudy and warm conditions with widely scattered showers and the chance of isolated thunderstorms. Friday, mostly sunny and warm with a few light showers. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. What's first for you comes first for us. And at 8:23, time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. A reminder about the work that's set to begin today on Claridge Road from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., the beginning of the milling and paving works. That's going to go on for about 14 working days. This resurfacing will extend from Wolf Road to Robinson Road, and there will be a full road for the duration of the works. All connecting roads along the length of Claridge Road will be closed as well. And so access will be granted to residents where necessary. Other motorists are asked to avoid this area totally, if possible. Again, that's going to be going on for 14 working days, scheduled to begin today. Also today, paving of West Bay Street between Marcus Bethel Way to Chippingham Road. That's set to begin tonight. Tonight at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., and go on till about 2:30 a.m. That's expected to go on for about 3 days or longer if necessary. In your real-time traffic, about heavy traffic on Eastern Road from San Souci Road up to about Johnson Road in the westbound lanes there. Prince Charles Drive also heavy traffic, especially near Elizabeth Estates and at the major intersections, especially Beatrice Avenue. Bernard Road also seeing heavy traffic near the schools in the area, and that intersection with Bernard, Village, Wolf, and Soldier seeing some heavy traffic as well. Busy northbound this morning, and your hot spots, Independence Drive, both directions, but mainly westbound. Blue Hill Road north of Soldier Road, heading toward that intersection with Independence Drive, and Soldier Road near East Street, all the way up to Windsor Place and Old Trail Road. That area is just going to be very congested for you. Carmichael, building traffic eastbound, heavy traffic actually, to Blue Hill Road, and Blue Hill's busy from south of St. Vincent Road all the way up to Independence Drive. Further south, that intersection with Cowpen Road and Zion Boulevard is busy. And Mila Butler Highway, heavy traffic from Fire Trail up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. Tawny Williams Darling Highway busy westbound to that roundabout with Mila Butler Highway as well. And Gladstone Road, heavy traffic from Fire Trail up. Fire Trail's backed up as well. So heavy traffic this morning, and even in spots like West Bay Street near Saunders Beach, you'll be seeing that. You're going to need a lot of patience today. That's your real-time traffic and your morning Glen traffic alert, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, banking reimagined.
So much grain, and what's it for? This little empty garden by the brownstone door, and in the cracks along the sidewalk, nothing grows no more. Who lived here? He must have been a gardener that cared a lot.
And we are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards. We are talking with Dr. Nakia Forbes and Lady Camille Barnett about World AIDS Day and Bahamas' fight against HIV/AIDS. And some good information before the break for news. Dr. Forbes, about the numbers, quite a big difference what we're seeing now compared to the 1990s at the peak of our fight against HIV and AIDS here. So what's accounting for the information, definitely, but the needed change in attitudes, is that what we can say? What are you all saying? I guess, Lady Camille, you can tell us more from your perspective about this.
I think that there's more education out there. The HIV/AIDS Center is doing a fantastic job with getting information out there and sensitizing people to HIV and AIDS. And I always mention their massive testing in Rawson Square. You know, you come from a point where nobody wanted to be tested. They were afraid to even go and get tested. And then, you know, the HIV/AIDS program was able to host these massive testings where thousands of people would come to Rawson Square. You can't get a more public venue than that to be tested. So I think a lot of it has to do with education and just being out there with the message and sensitizing people to the need to be tested and sensitizing them about HIV and AIDS and how you can and cannot catch it.
Yes, definitely. And those Know Your Status campaigns as well. Very helpful. We do note that there are some unhealthy attitudes that seem to be emerging, especially among younger people. What do you think that's all about there? Very casual about condom use, and very casual with sex in general. But let's talk about that and what impact that's having.
Well, thanks, Dwight. And well, the first thing I would say is that the successes we're seeing in the decline in new cases is a number of things. So it is a lot of work that has been put into prevention campaigns. And there's a lot of ways to reduce your risk of getting HIV infection. And we do have to be aware of unprotected sex. That's basically the main way that HIV is transmitted in our country, first of all. And then effective free antiviral treatment has been available in the Bahamas from pretty much very early in the pandemic. And so that helps tremendously. Being on effective treatment and having that undetectable viral load means that cuts down HIV transmission a lot, almost to zero in some cases. And discrimination, which sadly still exists, but is a lot better than it was, has improved a lot, but we still have a very, very long way to go as it relates to our fight against HIV and AIDS, because we haven't reached everyone that has HIV and AIDS. And we have to start with prevention. The conversation does have to start with prevention. Mm-hmm. Now, condoms used properly before the sex act, before penetration, all the way to the end, removed properly, not taken off in the middle, are very, very important. They're very effective. They have to be used with a water-based lubricant. But things do happen. And so I have a very esteemed mentor who says that HIV/AIDS prevention, it's a combination approach. It has to be a combination approach when you think about cutting down your risk of getting HIV from unprotected sex. And there is, for example, of partners, there's condoms, there's lubricants, there's the HIV PrEP pill. There are also vulnerabilities that make people at risk for HIV infection. And we have to address all of those. And, none of the HIV prevention measures, when you think about commodities, condoms and lubricants, none of them are 100% effective. None of them are 100% effective. So you have to think about how to reduce your risk. Now, when you're talking about condomless sex, there's a number of reasons why people's knowledge, they may have the knowledge, but it doesn't pan out into their behavior. They may think they're not at risk. There's this perception that there's trust in sexual relationships, that if I trust you, I don't need to use a condom. But then we do hear later on people with newly diagnosed HIV infections that they were surprised and did not expect. So we do need to know the facts about HIV transmission and what can be done to reduce these facts. And you know what? We have to have honest conversations about it. And it has to start early. It has to start at age-appropriate information, starting in school. Yeah. And we do have a program focused on youth that does provide that. And it has to be comprehensive sexual education starting in school. Yeah. And life skills. That's very, very important. And there are complex reasons why people know that if you use condoms properly, you will not get HIV, for example, but it doesn't pan out in the bedroom.
Mm. Do you think with growing knowledge about PrEP and you can't watch commercial television these days without a commercial about PrEP, one of these new AIDS drugs, and people just are now thinking that this is something I can just take a pill and be over with. Do you think that's contributing to a lax attitude about this?
No, I don't think that is it. But I do think that HIV has been around for 40 years, and sometimes it's not at the forefront. We have to keep it at the forefront and the facts, and that it is possible to be desensitized. But the truth of the matter is, condoms are not always used. Sometimes they fail. And I will tell you quite honestly, there is the perception that if you're in a committed relationship, that you don't have to use condoms. That there's, like I said, there's a trust factor that is not always the case. So you could think that you have one partner, but your partner might have multiple partners, or you may not know your HIV status yourself. And there are things that happen. Condoms break, they don't always be used, but we need to talk about how do we get around these things and what is the key to protecting yourself properly. So knowing the facts, being prepared, condoms, using them appropriately, but there are other measures. So there are some things. Condoms are not always used. There are social inequalities. There are other vulnerabilities which sometimes make it difficult to negotiate condom use. And the fact of the matter is sometimes it's difficult to negotiate condom use. So what can you do? There is the HIV PrEP pill. That is a 1 pill once a day medication for people who are at risk for HIV infection. If it's taken daily and the person is consistently using it, it can cut down the risk of getting HIV by up to 95%. It's woman controlled and man controlled. There's also something called PrEP on demand. For example, if you know that you're going to be sexually active, you have sex less than twice a week, you can take this PrEP pill before the sex act and continue it for about 2 days after the last exposure. That's also an option. Then there are things like there was a hookup, a condom was in use, a condom broke, and other things. There's the HIV prevention pill. It's called post-exposure prophylaxis that can be taken. You have to start that within 3 days of the exposure. So you need to get to your doctor as soon as possible. And then we cannot really end HIV and AIDS without conversations about what we can do to reduce social vulnerabilities and the other things that make people at risk. For example, if transactional sex, that's sex for money, if you cannot negotiate condom use, gender-based violence and other things, we have to talk about that. Because the fact of the matter is that even though we've made a lot of progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS, there is still a lot to do. We have not diagnosed 100% of persons. We don't have everybody, 95% of persons who are living with HIV on treatment, for example. We're going to talk more about those numbers. And certainly we haven't reached that undetectable viral load. And some of these things are interrelated. And we have to address those if we're serious about ending HIV. I would say to you, well, where are the condoms in the store, right? Can you pick it up and throw it in your shopping cart?
Very few places.
Yeah.
Very
do young
few
people
places.
have sex? Do young people have sex? But how do they get condoms tested for HIV and other things? We have to have honest, open, transparent conversations about allowing people to protect themselves.
But it's been like that for, as you said, it's been like that since the start of this, and yet it that isn't changing. It's still, you've got to have that awkward conversation with the clerk, that person there, and it can be a major turnoff for a lot of people. Why are we still making?
I think it's a cultural issue as well too, because Bahamians don't talk about sex. They don't talk about sex with their children. They don't expect their children to have sex. The children don't want to think that their parents have sex. So you're talking about changing a culture, and that's going to be difficult to change. One of the other challenges I think too is that we have no face of HIV and AIDS. People always say, well, look at Magic Johnson, there must be a cure because he looks so great. But the fact is that he's still HIV positive. But we don't have anyone in the Bahamas who's willing to, or there are very few people who are willing to go on a public platform and say, I am HIV positive, someone who looks great, who looks, healthy. And so people think, well, I'll know if somebody has HIV, they'll look sick. But that's not the reality because of all these available medicines that can, prolong your life and make you, have you lead a healthy life.
Yeah. Wow. And it does seem, especially with the pandemic, that we don't talk about HIV much anymore. We don't talk about AIDS as we did. And let's talk about the impact of the pandemic and how that's changed the discussion, changed how we deal with these issues.
Great question. So we did continue our services at the HIV center throughout the pandemic, but there was an effect of curfews. We did not have a significant decline in the number of people on treatment, but testing did decline significantly. We weren't having as many people present for the testing opportunities, and we do have to make up ground for that. And certainly, HIV is still very, very much here as a pandemic. Two, the other pandemic, as a matter of fact, that is the World AIDS Day theme for 2021. And HIV end inequalities and end pandemics. And so we do have a lot more work to be done to focus on ending HIV for the first time in ever, actually. We've got to do the right things. And we do have a strategy for ending AIDS in the Bahamas and globally.
Tell us more about that. Tell us about that strategy. What do we need to do?
So the strategy is a UN AIDS strategy, and the countries, UN member countries, were all in solidarity and commitment to this strategy. And what it was for the last 5 years was a push to get 90% of people living with HIV knowing their status. For sure, you can have HIV and not feel sick, not even know because you haven't gotten a test. And then 90% of those persons on treatment, and then 90% having that gold standard, you can't detect any HIV in a blood sample called undetectable. We did make some progress. We have about 63% of people on treatment who are living with HIV. That's come up a lot, about 33% from since the year 2013, but still more to go. That's still far away from 95, which is our aim by 2025. And getting the undetectable viral load, those on treatment had reached that undetectable viral load, but still not enough when we look at the total number of people living with HIV. So there is a new strategy for 2021 to 2026 as a part of a road toward 2030, where hopefully we would have reached these targets, have 95% of people diagnosed, 95% on treatment, and 95% having an undetectable viral load. But it's recognized that there needs to be a focus on inequalities too. That is the reason why HIV hasn't gone away. So we do have testing opportunities, but there are a number of people who don't feel comfortable coming forward and being tested yet. And we have to look at ways that we can improve access to testing. Some things, for example, like HIV self-testing, do need to be introduced in country. We have to think about reaching people where they are.
And that exists. That exists now.
That has to be validated. We're taking steps to put that in place.
Okay.
It does exist in many countries, like for example, in the United States and other places, you could pick up a self-test over the counter. It's a test. It's a preliminary test. If you have a in a lab, for example, but that is one way that people can take knowing their HIV status in their own hands, for example, and test at home or in a place where they're comfortable, and take out the need to go to a lab or a doctor's office. And it is not a confirmatory test, but if the test is positive, then you'll need to get it confirmed and get on treatment. But again, why hasn't HIV gone away after 40 years of having science and so on? There are things that make people, there are gaps that make people not come in and access testing. We do have free testing. At the center, I will give you some numbers somewhere before we end the show, where you can call and organize testing. There's anonymous testing. You can go into labs. You can be referred for testing. You can get tested at your doctor's office. There's testing in the hospitals and clinics. There's freely available HIV treatment. And people have to be able to come in, get their medications, and they have to make sure that, we have to make sure that people can have access and be treated with dignity and not feel vulnerable or feel like they are going to be discriminated against, for example.
Is it still or I don't know how it's being presented now, but is there a problem with class? Are the poorer class now more vulnerable? Is it still a lifestyle thing now? How is that looking?
Well, that's a great question. So we understand the way HIV is transmitted, and that is unprotected sexual intercourse, basically, with one partner being positive. And there could be mother-to-baby transmission. We have an effective program to prevent mother-to-baby transmission. We had no babies born with HIV in 2020, 2019, or 2015. But when we look at the main mode of transmission, it's unprotected sexual intercourse. And there's also vulnerable populations and their sex partners. And there are things that can make people more vulnerable. So there's a term for that. And it's things that, it's called the social determinants of health, things about where you're born. For example, socioeconomic status that can make people vulnerable. For example, if you have to have sex to survive, to have food, to have money, it's going to be difficult to always be able to negotiate condom use, for example. There is sexual violence. You have no control over negotiating the terms of that.
All right. We want to talk more about the work of the foundation. Camille Barnett will get to you in a second. Let's take this call really quickly, and then we'll take a quick break and then talk about the work of the AIDS Foundation. Caller, good morning. You're on Morning.
Good morning, Dwight, and your co-host and your guest.
Hi.
A couple weeks ago, when you had the immunologist and specialist, 40 years old, Dr. For the OG, I thought you would ask you an AIDS question. Because he's been on 4 years, he's been AIDS he knows when the vaccine is coming or what's...
No, I understand.
All right, something's going on with your phone.
Yeah.
It's very distorted. I don't know if we...
I didn't understand a word he said.
I heard AIDS. That's one thing I heard. All right, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, more on the Bahamas' fight against HIV and AIDS on this World AIDS Day. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Physical distancing isn't the same as being socially distant. I know that sometimes it can be a bit difficult not being able to engage in the in-person social activities that we did before, whether that be going to the movies or just hanging out in person. But remember that different does not mean distant. As the generation of technology, we can get creative in planning virtual parties with friends and family. Play online games with friends. Plan virtual family parties. Start a cooking competition among cousins, or do a virtual dance party. If you do gather in person, however, remember to avoid gathering in large groups. Always ensure that you wear your mask to cover your mouth and nose. And remember, wash and sanitize your hands often.
This message is brought to you by the PAHO WHO Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Country Office, the Ministry of Health, and the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Rolla are back with $45,000 worth of upgrades for you. Upgrade your premium lunch combo to a large or purchase a large salad and a Coke product and get your scratch card for a chance to win thousands of prizes instantly. You can win a PlayStation 5, plane tickets with spending money, weekend hotel stays, an iMac, iPads, iPhone 13, tool sets, washer and dryer set, and thousands more prizes. Visit Wendy's Facebook page for more details on the Upgrade My Life promotion. Rules and restrictions apply.
It's a different kind of Christmas, but everything is here. Yes, everything is here at Shop Smart Department Stores. 2 locations just for you. One on Mackey Street next to RBC, and in the Prince Charles Shopping Plaza. Come on down. Everything is here. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. At Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and carb body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners from Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
RBC can help you wrap up the year with holiday joy with an affordable auto financing package. Take advantage of up to 100% financing, competitive interest rates, extended repayment terms, backed by our mobile auto RBC sales experts who will meet with you safely at your convenience. Find out more at rbc.com/Caribbean/autoloan and experience holiday joy with RBC. Offer extended to December 31st. Conditions apply.
What does Christmas mean to you? What about making a loved one's face smile bright or driving your own car? CIBC First Caribbean gives you up to 100% financing on auto loans. Apply online and let our auto financing take you places this Christmas. Visit CIBCFCIB.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
For 38 years, Strachan Commercial Pest Services has provided trained certified technicians while using environmentally safe, industry-standard products. Pests can devastate your business. Together, we will ensure adequate sanitation standards and safe pest exclusion methods. Uncontrolled pest problems lead to significant financial loss due to food contamination, business disruption, and detailed solutions protecting your business and reputation. Strachan, #1 in pest control services.
You can win. You can win. Everybody can win with Esso this Christmas.
Win with Esso every week in the Fill Up and Win this Christmas promotion. Simply spend $25 or more in fuel, write your name, email, and telephone number on the back of your receipt, and drop it in the entry box provided for your chance to win loads of weekly prizes. Promotion ends December 22nd, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/fill-up-and-win for more details. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Hands, put your empty mind. And scars, show me all the scars you hide. And hey, if your wings are broken, please take mine so yours can open too. 'Cause I'm gonna stand by you. Oh, tears make a lot of scopes in your eyes. It hurt, I know you're hurting, but so am I.
And we are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. We are talking about AIDS, HIV and AIDS. It is World AIDS Day. We've got Dr. Nakia Forbes and Lady Camille Barnett with us. Lady Camille Barnett, president of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. Let's talk about the work of the foundation and tell us about the pandemic, how that's impacted you. We know you haven't been able to do some of your major fundraising events, especially the ball, the Red Ribbon Ball. This is now 2 years, right?
Yes,
two years
yes,
we've missed it.
that's right.
My goodness.
Exactly. And of course, the Red Ribbon Ball is our major fundraiser. It provides at least 3/4 of the funding that we need to do the work that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So that has had a significant impact. We have not had our golf tournament. We're hoping to be able to do it, the golf tournament in 2022 and the ball in 2022. But what's happened as a result is that we've had to release a number of persons. We had to release 12 of our persons. We tried to carry them as long as we could. But eventually we had to release them. And so that has had an impact on the kind of support that we get. We have been fortunate to get some donations for specific things. Like we have a donation to pay for the salary of our social worker. And she's now the really only person who's doing the support work. That was done previously by a large number of persons. We had a donation that allows us to continue to feed our clients. Before pre-COVID, we had a program, an outreach program for children and adolescents, and we fed our kids every day, Monday to Friday. And we decided we wanted to continue to feed them because we knew that many of them came to our program because they were being fed. So we went out and received a donation to continue to provide food. So we provide groceries, or we supplement groceries once a week. And we have a relationship with the Greek Orthodox Church, and we get hot meals on Fridays. So we've been able to continue to feed our clients. And psychological counseling was also an important component of what we were doing. And we were able to find a donation to continue that psychological counseling. So we went out and sought specific donations to fill the gap where it was needed. But what we've noticed is because some of that support that we provided our clients is now limited, that some of them are backsliding. In other words, they're not taking their medication as they should. What happened pre-COVID was that our social worker would actually want our young people take their medication to ensure that they took it at least Monday to Friday. And of course, now that support system is missing. And so we've noticed that some of them have not been taking their medication as they should. So COVID has had a significant impact on the lives of our clients as well as our fundraising abilities.
This is terrible. What can we do? What can the public do to help?
Support our various activities. I mean, right now, we have a partnership with Dunkin' Donuts, for example. And so they've made these wonderful donuts with red ribbon donuts, beautiful donuts. And we're getting part proceeds from that. And they're available only today. So please, go and treat your staff members, treat your family members. Buy donuts and give them to persons who, you would like to thank for doing something for you throughout the year. But as I say, that promotion ends today. And but we will, in 2022, have our annual raffle again. Support that. The tickets are $2. Support our golf tournament and the ball as well, too. And one of the things that people can do, not everybody can, for example, buy a ticket to go to the ball, but you could, for example, every month donate $5 or $10 towards the foundation. And you would just, go to our website and you see our banking information. And that's something that you can do on a regular basis.
You talked about the work with the children, young people there. Tell us more about that. I think the last time we had you on, you were talking about a safe house, I believe, a home, a building. Tell us about that and where things stand.
Okay, so we did actually go through the process of purchasing a home, and we eventually decided that was not the best route to go because it would mean taking the young people out of their homes and putting them in this safe space. So what we did instead was do we had set up an outreach program, and one of the components was an after-school program. And so we created a safe space, even though it was just Monday to Friday, between 4 to 6, but we created that safe space. And also we created peer support for these kids as well, so that they would encourage each other to take their medication, encourage each other to go to clinic when they should. And in that safe space, they had access to counseling. They had, a hot meal. They had all kinds of support systems for them, the social worker, the caseworker, people who were willing to help them in whatever, needs arose. And so that's the program that has been most impacted by COVID, because we have not been able to, bring them into that safe space because of social distancing and other kinds of restrictions. So that's the part of the program that's been most impacted by COVID.
Dr. Forbes, you mentioned that the number of years where we did not have any mother-to-child transmission, but I think there were some years that you didn't call off. So we are seeing some years where that happens?
Yes, Dwight, we're seeing some years that happens. Mm-hmm. There are those other years where we do see cases in the single digits, like 1 or 2 mothers that either don't get antenatal care, or they do not take the medications or start the medications too late. Mm-hmm. And that does make a difference. So in order to really facilitate having a baby born to an HIV positive mother who is HIV negative, we do need persons to know their status, get tested as early as possible, and get on medication as early as possible if they are indeed HIV positive. And again, what's causing that? What's causing people not to come in and be tested, or if they know they're HIV positive, not be on medication or come in early and get on medication or stay on medication? It's the fear of stigma and discrimination and being treated badly. So again, we have to focus on things that cause these inequities if we're serious about ending HIV and AIDS. We do still see few babies born with HIV positive.
Wow, boy. All right, we're getting some questions here on our text line. So we talked earlier about PrEP. Somebody's asking here, can you avoid catching AIDS entirely by taking PrEP, by being on PrEP? Is it 100% foolproof?
It's about 98% effective if it's taken consistently. And what that means is that it has to be taken daily for the most part. And it's not bulletproof. There's still the possibility for HIV to be transmitted even on with people who are taking it consistently. So for example, you could be exposed to a resistant strain if there's still a lot of high risk behavior, multiple partners, not using condoms, for example. That has been described. So it works best when taken as prescribed daily. And then again, it's supposed to be used as a part of a risk reduction strategy, like in combination with condoms. And so it's not 100%. There's no measure that is 100% effective that people actually do all the time.
Wow.
Hence the need to combine strategy.
Yes. This text here, people really do not know that PrEP is free, and that is correct. It is free. You can get that.
Yes,
Yep.
PrEP is free. PrEP is free in the Bahamas. It's always been free since we rolled out this program. We piloted it in 2015, and it has been a free program since then.
Yeah. The texter goes on to say, and anybody who has unprotected sex should be on it, straight, bi, or gay. If you have sex and don't know your partner's status, especially in this land of sneaky links, huh? What now? This should be common knowledge. Can you ask your guests if there are awareness campaigns in bars, colleges, hotels, family islands about this?
Yeah, that's a great comment, and I like that comment. And it is it's a really straight up comment. So who needs PrEP? People who are HIV negative and at an increased substantial risk of HIV infection. If you have multiple partners, you need PrEP. If you have only one partner, but your partner has multiple partners and does not always use condoms, you need PrEP. If you are in a committed relationship, for example, and your partner is HIV positive, you don't always consistently use condoms, you need PrEP. Again, if transactional sex and you can't always negotiate condom use, the same thing. If you've had a sexually transmitted infection in the last 6 months or a year, you could have also gotten HIV. That does happen at the same time sometimes. You do need PrEP. So absolutely. And PrEP, we do have educational campaigns around it. It's still underutilized everywhere. And one of the goals actually of the 2025 targets is for 95% of persons who are eligible for PrEP to be on PrEP. And so that's one of our targets.
Wow. This text here, ask your guests, how should non-married people with HIV feel about sex with others, especially casual sex? Or rather, when someone finds out that they have HIV, are they expected to stop having sex? Should they feel morally bad if they do, especially if in casual interactions, whether they use protection or not?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's important to recognize that what we do, we provide, we do our best to provide comprehensive care and ways for people to protect themselves across the board, from prevention, if you're positive, to get on treatment, stay in treatment. That also helps to prevent spread. Now, what we don't do is we don't make judgment calls on people's decisions. That's your decision. And so there are ways to reduce risk, but we will never be discriminating or making judgment calls about people and their life choices. And life is complex and it does happen. So I really wouldn't comment on, for example, married persons with other relationships. I will tell you how you can protect yourself in that scenario for all of the partners concerned. And the second part of the question, remind me.
Oh boy, what did I do with it? Yes, well, I've lost it, unfortunately. But okay, we have another one, though. Another question here. Are fathers tested after childbirth or at the disclosure of pregnancy? Okay.
I think I remember the other part and the term that I think the person sending the question was about casual sex. Was that
yes.
Judgment calls on or on that? But what we will do is we'll provide you information on how you can protect yourself. So for everyone who's listening, if you are at risk in any of those categories that I talked about for the PrEP pill, please talk with your provider about how you can protect yourself. And then there are other ways: condoms and lubricants, STI testing, HIV testing, and so on. Childbirth in fathers, yes, it's a good idea. It is not currently a part of the antenatal services. That's services for when a pregnant woman presents to clinic. But we do have to keep in mind there are situations, it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen whereby a woman could be tested for HIV early in her pregnancy. She needs another test in the last bit of the pregnancy to ensure that her HIV status hasn't changed. And there are scenarios where she's negative at the beginning, but then gets HIV from her partner later on in the pregnancy and can therefore get HIV and pass it on to her child. And so we do have to consider the father and the father's status.
Wow, okay.
So you really should know your partner's status too. And everyone try and keep their status negative.
I think you said you used the term eligible for PrEP. What did you mean by that? Who's eligible or not eligible?
The application, and there is medical consultation that's needed. It doesn't take all that long before you start PrEP, and some tests, for example, before you start PrEP. And so there is a list of persons who would benefit from PrEP, for example, and I'm going to list it again. So if you're HIV negative and you have a substantial risk of HIV, getting HIV, you may be a candidate for PrEP. So if you have multiple partners and don't always use condoms, regardless of your sexual practice, whether you're a man who has sex with men, transgendered, commercial sex worker, any of those scenarios, heterosexual. If you have a partner, your partner's HIV positive, you're negative, you're a candidate for PrEP. If you have had a sexually transmitted infection in the last, say, 6 months or a year, you are a candidate for PrEP. Also, there is persons who come in seeking PrEP. If they come in and say, I would like to be on PrEP, most people will know that they have an increased risk when they do that, or are very interested in protecting themselves. If you've been having to present for the after pill, the HIV post-exposure prophylaxis pill, after, say, the condom broke or you didn't use a condom, you would be a candidate for PrEP. And so that's what I mean when I say eligible for PrEP. Okay. Have an increased risk, for example. And you do need a medical consultation. Some of the things that will be done is we'll talk about risk, we'll counsel about risk, other ways to reduce risk, because PrEP is it's very effective, but not 100% effective. We'll do a baseline HIV test to make sure you don't have HIV and hepatitis or sexually transmitted infections. And then there's a follow-up needed too. And we do some baseline bloods like kidney function to make sure that we reduce the risk of side effects, for example.
Right.
All right. Running out of time here on this text, though. Dr. Forbes just wanted to ask if there was any truth that there may be a possible HIV vaccine in the works. I saw a clip on social media about this, but wanted to know if there's anything true about that. That's a text.
Yes, there is an HIV. There are actually more than one HIV vaccines in trials now, but there are none that are available yet. But scientists are continuing to work on this.
Yeah. And Lady Camille Barnett, one more time, give us some information on how we can help the foundation. If we want to donate, what we can do, let us know, please.
Yes, you can go to our website, www.bahamasaidsfoundation.org, and there you'll find our banking information if you want to make monthly donations. And you'll also find information on our various activities that you can support, monetary support, or whether it's just your physical presence, for example. Today, Dunkin' Donuts is doing a promotion for us, and they're selling red ribbon donuts. They're beautiful, $17 a dozen, but it's only for today to commemorate World AIDS Day. Kamwa Brewery is also doing a promotion for us. Again, it's just for today. So when you go into any of the Kamwa Brewery stores, they'll ask you, would you like to make a donation? Do you want to top up? Do you want to donate $1? There are a number of ways in which you can support. And of course, when we have our golf tournament, our raffle, our red ribbon ball, you can support us in a variety of ways. If you're not a ball person, maybe you want to donate something for our raffle that we usually have on site at the ball. So there are a number of things that you can do, and you can always contact us by going to information@bahamasaidsfoundation.org.
Thank you very much. Dr. Forbes, I have you here. I have to ask just very quickly, Omicron, everybody's on edge about it. What do we need to know at this time? What is your advice to people out there who are worried about what this could mean over the next few weeks?
Well, thanks for asking about that. So that is the variant of concern that was first described in South Africa. And the reason it's concerning is it has a lot of mutations. It has more than 30 mutations, much more than 30. And there is a concern whenever we have these variants that they may be more infectious. They could be evading vaccines and even some things like monoclonal antibodies. And that more people may get it, and it's possible that it's going to be more virulent or more deadly. It is very concerning because of those mutations, and it also really became the predominating strain in South Africa, where it was who first alerted us of this variant in a very short period of time. And so that would raise concerns that it could be more infectious. It hasn't been proven yet, but given what we see, it's being taken very, very seriously, and countries are preparing for that turn out to be more virulent. What can you do? Well, now is the time, if you're not vaccinated, to go out and get a vaccine. It is unlikely that Omicron will make vaccines completely ineffective. So that is going to still be an important part of the strategy. And when you combine it with mask wearing, keeping your safe 6 feet of distance between persons, avoiding crowds, and those other public health measures, it is a way to reduce the chance of getting COVID. So we do have to keep that in mind and prepare. There are things that we have to do to prepare for Omicron if it does become the widely circulating strain. And if we see a surge of it, like how we saw the Delta surge, a lot of countries, most countries saw a Delta surge. So those are some things that you can know about this new variant.
So just keep all of the we are celebrating during the holidays. That there's a lot. This is happening out there, and we cannot let our guards down at all.
One thing that you had said earlier before we came on is that mask wearing is very effective. And if people are wearing their masks properly, there are studies that show that cuts down the incidence of COVID by about 52%. Wow. But everybody has to do it in public spaces.
Absolutely.
That's very important.
Dr. Nakia Forbes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And Lady Camille Barnett, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Great to have you both on with us this morning and helping us to remember that we are still fighting HIV and AIDS as we face this pandemic. But thank you again. Appreciate
Thank
this
you.
World AIDS
Thank
Day.
you, Dwight, for having us.
All right.
Thank you. Bye. Take care now.
We're going to take a break and be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Rowe. And today, in Morning Blend Business, we are talking with our friends at Access Accelerator, Small Business Development Center. There's a lot going on there. They're going to tell us all about it this morning. We're very pleased to have with us the Assistant Director of Public Relations, Sean Gomez, and Senior Advisor for Pre-Funding, Ken Ron Brannon. Great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So I know we have a lot to talk about this morning. Let's talk about this pre-funding, the pre-funding campaign, and the A2 Pro Headshots partnership. All right. So that's a lot. Explain it to us. Tell us what this is all about and what we need to know.
Well, I'm going to let Karen jump in and explain the pre-funding aspect of it, but let me just give you a quick intro to it. So, as you know, the Access Accelerator exists to basically help micro, small, and medium-sized businesses to achieve their goals, to access things that may be difficult for them, which is mostly capital in a lot of aspects, but, you know, that advisory help, that business structure and development help, we also assist with that. And our pre-funding department is actually our first line of what we call assistance, I guess, to getting a business ready for the assistance that we're going to provide and making sure that you have that strong structure to move on through the rest of our process. And so this is a big campaign for us, a big move for us, because we want to make sure that we continuously improve our process to ensure that we are helping us as many Bahamian businesses that fall in line with our mandate as possible. So Kenron, you can go ahead and give us some more on pre-funding.
Okay, thank you, Sean, and good morning again, gentlemen. So in the pre-funding department, we know that there have been a lot of clients that have been trying to reach out to us, that have been trying to access the services and the assistance that the Access Accelerator has available for them. And over time, some of those communications have been lost or slipped through the cracks. And we want to take this opportunity, or we have been trying to take the opportunity over the last few weeks and months to kind of reach out to our clients and to just let them know that we're trying to get in contact with them. We want to engage them further and kind of just help them to get access to all the assistance that we have available for them.
Okay. Has it been a challenge over these few months of the pandemic? What have you found? How's that been working?
There have been some challenges that we have faced with just being able to make connections with our clients. Have been a bit more responsive than others, but in general terms, we've had a little bit of a fall off in engagement from our clients, and we just want to take this opportunity to kind of let them know that we're still here, we're still available to them, and we're still very much excited about getting them funded.
People still ask questions, even though it's out there. But who can get funding? What are you looking for? Certain types of business? What do people need to know? Who is this right for?
Well, the services of the Access Accelerator are open to all Bahamian business persons and businesses. And while we have some specific focus areas, for example, tourism, agriculture, and so on, the program or the services of the Access Accelerator are open to all Bahamian businesses.
As simple as that. As simple as that. Yeah. And tell us more about this whole process. We've had so many great success stories on over the last few months, and they've told us about the wonderful experiences they've had, what they've learned. Give us some more details about that and what people can expect.
Well, the truth of the matter is that every business is different. And while our process is much standard, every business has a different experience as they go through, just because of the different nuances that every business has. But in general, when a small business person has made the decision that they want to approach us to get the assistance that we're able to lend, which is access to funding, what we do is there starts a process of enrollment where the business owner would need to either provide us with a business plan. If they have a business plan already constructed and formulated, we will review the business plan, have a look at the strengths, the weaknesses that are inherent in the plan, using the services of our internal business plan reviewers. And if there are issues that we find in the business plan, the prospective business can access the assistance of a business plan writer that the Access Accelerator will actually underwrite up to a maximum of $500 toward if making any adjustments or making any changes to the business plan that they may need. In addition to that, if a client wants to, again, go ahead and matriculate through our program and they don't have a business plan at all, they just have an idea, what we can do to assist that client is actually provide the same internally and have that client get access to business plan writing services from a pool of business plan writers that we have available, again, internally, which will take their idea, which only exists as concept, and actually put it down on paper, assist them with any sort of research or anything related to the development of the plan. They will help them go through the entire process. And on the other side of it comes out a properly constructed, fully functional business plan, which we then take and present to our funding partners.
All right, so Kenron, this is a safe space. You can tell us just how good are Bahamian business people at writing these business plans? What do they look like? How many of those need the help and the tweaking?
I would say that you'd be surprised of the quality that comes out. Of course, there are some areas that we all need assistance with presenting, but actually a lot of the business plans that we get are actually pretty solid. It's just in the financial presentations that the clients put on, sometimes they need a little bit of help. And those can be challenging for professionals that have been, involved in finance for years. So the quality is pretty good.
Yeah, okay. That's good to hear. Let's talk about the financing part there, and the assistance that business people can get through the AA, the SBDC.
So the SBDC, we focus on, again, any business and all businesses, and there are a few different focus areas. But as far as funding structure, we can do anything from debt financing up to equity financing. So if you want a loan, as opposed to if you want to sell a portion of your business, that is something that we have available as well. We, as far as a dollar figure, we have financed projects, or helped to finance projects, that are anywhere between, for as low as, say, $20,000. We've gotten financial assistance for clients, and in excess of $500,000, we've been able to funding or assistance for clients.
Wow. And even those different levels of funding, you either have to go, I think as the higher you go, you have to go into equity, right?
Yes. It isn't absolutely an absolute.
Okay.
But as you progress, the options are available. So we can structure the financing relationship based on what it is the entrepreneur themselves are interested in.
Right. How's the progress been with some of the companies that have been funded? Because I know that you ask for progress reports. I don't know, is it monthly or quarterly, something like that?
It's quarterly. We get a quarterly economic report.
All right. How's that been going? And have you put it out yet?
We haven't put it out in the public domain as far as I am aware. However, I mean, the statistics that we've gotten are positive. We also, as a part of our post-funding department, we also provide a certain degree of oversight and advisory services for our clients. So to kind of help them as they go along in their business. And another important component of that part of what the Access Accelerator provides is access to additional funding, even after the initial launch of the business. So if we have an entrepreneur whose business is growing at a pretty consistent rate, but they realize that they need to expand or they need to add a service that would give them a competitive advantage over other people in the marketplace, that entrepreneur can actually reapply or come back to us to get further financial assistance. So, I mean, the information that we have gathered demonstrates that, you know, our participants are doing well, their businesses are growing. There's some challenges, of course, as there are with any business as it grows. But you know, by and large, I would say that our clients, our partners are doing well.
Yeah. As we said, we've highlighted some of these companies and some great success stories. Recently, we had Sherelle Cartwright on, Mama Sassy's pepper marinades, and she had a lot of wonderful things to say about AASBDC, especially after winning that one contract with Royal Caribbean. Tell us more about that type of partnership, how you were able to help her, and how this could possibly go to help so many other businesses out there.
Well, I'll jump in there, Dwight. So yes, Mama Sassy's won our competition with Royal Caribbean for the pepper sauce. And honestly, that's a great part of our organization. With our network, we try our best to push forward opportunities to anyone within our database. As soon as you sign up, we consider you to be a client. And so then we divide that into different tiers of if you're in pre-funded, if you're going through the process, post-funding, and an actual funded client. But through every layer of these, opportunities within our organization, we provide our clients with more opportunities to see where their business can grow, how we can best help them from a professional development standpoint, and whatever other type of resources we feel like they need. So the partnership with Royal Caribbean was super cool and important for us, and for them to even allow, payments to come and help their products placed out like that, and how the client experience. And that's what we try to do, push those experiences so that our clients have an understanding that, it's much greater than the shores of the Bahamas. You can really push your product out there. And so that's what we try to do. And that's exactly what we're trying to do now with our partnership with Sherrod and the headshots. So we're trying to give our clients more opportunities to see, you got your business going, you're doing great, but also let's look at professional development. Let's look at how you present your brand. Let's look at your marketing, and all of these things have a role to play in the success of your business. And so we try to make sure that our clients understand that and then provide these opportunities through partnerships.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Wow. And we're going to learn a lot more about the headshots with Sherrod in a little bit. We've got a text here. Somebody saying, I think you mentioned this earlier, Kinron, about some people slipping through the cracks there. But they're saying they're still waiting to hear from SBDC on something. So what happens in that situation? And everyone's been a little busy, but what can you do if you need an update on your application, on what you're hoping to accomplish?
Well, what we ask clients to do is to reach out to us either using our help desk app that is attached to our actual website. So once a client, or if a client has a situation where they've been trying to reach us, or they, for whatever from us, if they were to go on to our website, which is www.accessaccelerator.com, the help desk option is down at the bottom of the page. And once they click that, they can submit whatever question or concern they may have to kind of reach out to us. In addition to that, we have been sending out, or we send out pretty regularly, email blasts to clients about different things that we have going on. And one of the more recent email blasts that we had sent out to clients was a re-engagement form, is what we have termed it internally, which kind of asks the client if they're still interested in our services, what services specifically are they interested in, just as a means to kind of re-engage them and get them back on track to accessing their assistance.
Okay, wonderful stuff. All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to get details about the Pro Headshots campaign, what that's all about, and some Christmas events, including the Christmas showcase. And we're going to talk about that when we get back here with more Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Mistrust and Prudential Loss Adjusters.
Final look at traffic this morning, and Samalabala Highway much improved. There's been some assistance again this morning for the Samalabala Highway traffic crew, and the holdup on 2020 Darling West Lane, allowing Samalabala traffic to get out of there, certainly looks good. Still got a lengthy line on Gladstone Road attempting to get out, and Carmichael Road, getting through that Blue Hill Road traffic light. It's gradually moving, but you still have the traffic line in order to do that. Getting over the hill is a little bit slower, getting to the 2020 Darling roundabout below. And over on East Street, solid traffic lines coming from the south, crossing over Soldier Road, blowing up, going through the traffic light along East Street and into the roundabout ahead at Independence Drive. No surprises on Marathon Road, heavy traffic leading out there onto Wolf Road, bumper to bumper in that area. Same thing is on Soldier Road going into the Wolf Road traffic light, bumper to bumper traffic. Since you've got a heavy traffic flow coming off of Bernard Road as well, heading west into that same traffic light intersection. Leaving the west is a lot slowed down, so before you even hit the Saunders Beach roundabout, you're on a stop and go ride there. Once you get past the Saunders Beach roundabout, then the ride kind of eases up. It has certainly slowed that route down, but you're on the move. And a familiar look on that coastline ride, Easton Road, got heavy traffic controls leaving from as far back as Foxville Ride to Shirley Street. This National Traffic Report is service of Audio Plus, your one-stop shop for music instruments, audio and DJ equipment. They've got a large selection of brand name pro audio equipment. Audio Plus, located on Soldier Road with a second location on Robinson Road, opposite Market Street. They're open 10 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and the phone number is 394-6668. With your eye in the sky, look at traffic in real time. I'm VAAA.
Michael was in a horrible car accident. Prudential Loss Adjusters managed his claim and got him the settlement he deserved. Sierra's roof received hurricane damage. Thanks to Prudential, she and her kids are happy with their claim settlement. Tammy fractured her ankle in a slip and fall. Prudential saved her time, money, and peace of mind. Prudential Loss Adjusters are here for you whenever a tragedy strikes. Call 322-4026 now.
Protect the things that really matter to you. Shield Insurance is the insurance company that grows with you to meet your insurance needs through this beautiful adventure we call life. From automobile to home to life and health, construction and business insurance, Shield has affordable policies, flexible options, friendly service, and the expertise to protect your hard-earned assets. Shield Insurance agents and brokers in Nassau, call 356-7202 or Freeport 352-5945.
Helping out each other, family and everybody. It's a simple act of kindness with you, me, and RBC.
RBC wants to spread acts of kindness during this festive season. One simple act of kindness for our friends, co-workers, and communities can cause the brightest smile. Help a stranger, give a food basket, or call an elderly person. Share your stories at facebook.com/RBC Caribbean.
Acts of kindness, RBC.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bump into a wall when she's running after the churn dam.
Yeah, but last Saturday, you see her arm was all black and blue, right?
What you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman, does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do?
I think we should report. Don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not What, me? I ain't getting in nobody business, then Jack come after me and I land up next to Cora?
No, man, we could call a text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Or when we in the island, call toll-free at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app and we could text them and the messages get on mix up before it leave your phone so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Hey, let's do this. It's time for the Bahamas COVID vaccination raffle drawing. We've got 2 prizes to give away. All you have to do, remember, Chester, you've got to be vaccinated against COVID.
Or partially vaccinated.
Or partially vaccinated to be a part of this. VaxBahamas.com to register. And we've got 2 great prizes to give away. 2 tickets for Dolphin Encounters and vodka. That's your brand, isn't it?
No.
No. Oh, wow. But you like it, though. 4 bottles of Smirnoff vodka and 2 tickets for Dolphin Encounters. Okay, great stuff. Someone's going to have a great time. A couple people are going to have a great time, or maybe a bunch of friends.
It is the season, I guess.
It is the season, absolutely. Yeah. So let's give away those wonderful bottles of Smirnoff vodka. 4 bottles for Kadisha Bridgewater. Kadisha Bridgewater. You've got 4 bottles of Smirnoff vodka. Please call your friends and drink responsibly with that.
Please do. Drink a lot of water. In between.
Okay. But Kadisha.
To bridge again.
Bridgewater. What?
What?
Oh, that's what you're doing? Oh, dear. Oh, Lord. I thought that was a good tip, though. If you
it is.
But
Absolutely.
you're punning her name. Kadisha, our partners at the U.S. Embassy are going to reach out to tell you how you can collect your prize. Congratulations. And for the 2 tickets for Dolphin Encounters, Makiva Cargo. You've won 2 tickets for Dolphin Encounters. Congratulations, Makiva Cargo. And remember, folks, VaxBahamas.com to be a part of this. We'll have more Morning Blend business in just a bit.
It's a celebration.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the big tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decoration. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels, Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, red and white stringed cranberry, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295.
My Gateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs and log in to request a police character certificate, renew your passport or driver's license, and more. Receive emails confirming requests and alerts when documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. My Gateway is fast, easy, and convenient. Go to mygateway.gov.bs and register today.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for guaranteed with DIC.
Colombian Emeralds International is at it again with their super sale of the year. 50% plus 20% from December 1st through December 25th. And as a token of appreciation, with any purchase over $500, you will receive a fabulous gift while supplies last. Visit any of our locations, Rawson Square, Paradise Island, and in Freeport, Port Lucaya Marketplace. Some restrictions apply. Sales on selected items.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Time for your morning business report. The Central Bank of the Bahamas, in its analysis of an anti-money laundering data, returns of banks, the anti-money laundering data returns of banks, trust companies, credit unions, and money transmission businesses, revealing that in 2020, domestic banks reported a 148% increase in suspicious transactions compared to 2019, with one bank alone reporting 70%. The report also revealed that while politically exposed persons held only 1% of accounts at domestic banks, 75% of those accounts were given a high-risk rating by the financial institution holding the account. For reference, the report does not correlate PABS PEPs with the increase in suspicious transactions reported by banks. The data revealed that domestic banks reported 506 of these transactions in 2020 compared to 204 in 2019, with one bank standing out in terms of reporting frequency. The report does not reveal the names of the institutions. You definitely have to pick up today's Minnesota Guardian business section to read more about this. And Scotia Bank plans to make significant changes to its physical banking operations early next year, with the accounts at its Palmdale branch and Wolf Road and Jerome Avenue branch consolidated at the bank's main location downtown. The Palmdale branch will be closed. According to Scotiabank, the transition from the Palmdale branch is expected to take place on February 22nd, while the change to the Wolf Road and Jerome Avenue branch will take place on March 11th. Scotiabank in a statement saying that all customers will be transitioned do not need to take any action at this time. The movement of accounts to the main branch will facilitate the Wolf Road and Jerome Avenue branches transition to a sales center focused on providing financial advice, planning new account openings, and loan applications. The bank also revealed that its East Street and Soldier Road branch will transition to a digital banking model on January 3rd, where customers will only use automated banking machines to conduct business. Read more about it in today's Guardian Business section. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday. Your market movers, APD Limited moving 115, unchanged at $39.95. Doctors Hospital moving 100, unchanged at $10. Focall moving 28,906, unchanged at $3.99. Consolidated Water moving 1,000, down 5 cents to $2.18. Emira Incorporated down 15 cents, closing at $11.12. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,149.14, down 0.17. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And we are back here with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards. You might as well say that now, I guess. The Scotiabank.
Oh, yeah. In that story, the one is missing. The transition is January 31st.
Oh, so not a Christmas surprise. You have a month after Christmas.
Right. That's the East Street and Soldier Road branch transition to digital banking is January 31st.
Oh, dear. Yeah. That's a lot. Wow. Okay. All right. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, we continue our discussion with the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. We've been talking with Kinron Brennan and Sean Gomez. And we're joined now by Sherrod Lightburn with Frame Studios. And he's involved in the Pro Headshots event. Okay, this is very exciting. You got a Christmas showcase as well. Let's talk about this. What are we doing here? What is this all about?
So for us, this partnership with Sherrod is all about making sure that our clients understand the importance of branding, that they have what is necessary to, present themselves as a real business, that they look the part as much as we have helped them to structure that business to be strong, to survive our climate. And so right now, this opportunity is to allow our clients to really step in front of the camera and to present themselves as business owners. About it because he does headshots all the time, so he understands what it really means from a marketing standpoint. But we saw this opportunity as a way to really push that to our clients, to help them really realize that, hey, I'm a business owner now, and every step of the way, my marketing, my branding has to be on point as well, just as my daily operations of my business. So Sharad, I'll let you continue.
Sharad, welcome. Great to have you with us.
Okay, am I on?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome.
Okay, I don't know what was going on just now. Yeah, so I heard a little bit about what Sean said, but so, the partnership with SBDC and the Access Accelerator Program is a really great initiative that they're taking, because I've been trying for about almost 8 to 10 years now to help Bahamians understand how important it is to do professional headshots and how it helps their businesses, even if they are self-employed, if they work for a company, or if they have like a side hustle. A professional headshot really, really takes you far.
So
in terms of
Sharad,
your businesses.
Are you telling me that I can't do a selfie on my cell phone? That's not going to work?
You can, but it won't be the best image of yourself if you're trying to put it out there to the public and say, "Hey, I'm Dwight, I'm a professional." So no, your iPhone is not going to work.
Okay. Tell us more about it. Why make such a difference? Why it does give off that special that what you need that really will set it off compared to somebody else.
Yeah, I basically noticed in the market that there are a lot of people who were just using, like you say, a cell phone picture as a professional photo, like on websites, on social media platforms like LinkedIn. And I said, hey, this is something that I could really contribute to and kind of change the narrative in terms of Bahamians thinking that only CEOs can get professional photos done. So as I've started to build a brand over the past decade, I've helped to kind of shape and mold so many people and like different types of Bahamians. So not only people that are in, education, but people who are in banking, people who are in law, even like a lot of the creative field. I've helped too, artists, musicians, photographers. I've kind of helped a lot of people to see how important a headshot is. And even working with the Access Accelerator Program, I have personally benefited from the program. And pitching the idea to them, they loved it. They saw where they could add it as a part of their portfolio and how they help small businesses to grow even more. And so it was just a natural partnership and a natural fit for both of our brands.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what about your attire? Does it make a difference, or can that say a lot about your business? Does it make a difference?
It really does, I think, because when people look at you, they should kind of automatically know what field you're in. And so, whether you're a personal trainer or, maybe you're a filmmaker or, a doctor, a lawyer, I kind of also, in part of my strategy, I coach people and I help to style them in terms of what they can wear and how they should, present themselves before doing a headshot session.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. All right. So tell us about what you're going to be doing with AA, SBDC, and you got a competition as well going on, or showcase. At least tell us about what that entails.
Well, we are getting ready to do the Headshots Express event. I've done it before. So what the Express event features is headshots at a lower rate. To accommodate much more people, or to accommodate persons who want to take advantage of such a low rate for headshots. Typically, whether you come to me or you go to any professional photographer, you're going to spend at minimum about $500 to do a professional headshot. But the Express event lowers this rate almost by 75%. Wow. We're working with SBDC. We've lowered the rate to $120, where persons can come in, have a quick setting to pick their edited photo on the spot. So it's a really cool event. They get to network with other people they may not necessarily join circles with. And, it's more so about the volume and being able to provide the same quality at a regular price, but at a lower price with all of the bells and whistles.
Wow, nice. All right, so this is going to be going on for a few days. Do you have to be a client of SBDC, or how does it work exactly?
Yeah, you have to be one of their clients to be able to receive this offer at this price. And the rate of $120, we're going to be offering this event on December 2nd, December 3rd, and December 5th. And so what they've done is they've emailed and reached out to all of their clientele and all of their network. And these persons have started signing up. Spots are filling quickly. We start tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow is going to be the first day of the event. And so persons are able to, and even if you're not an SBDC client, I'm sure they would, if you want to get more information, and Sean can verify this, maybe you can apply to become a client with the SBDC and maybe take advantage of the offer for the 3 days of the event.
Well, you know what? Like I said, a client for us is anyone who signs up to our organization. So definitely, we don't want you just to sign up to take advantage of this opportunity, of course.
Right.
But you know what? If you need our assistance and you see this as something that you need as a business owner, then for sure, join us, and we will send out more invitations, more reminders for our clientele to make sure that they keep remembering that this event is happening. But it's a great event. $120 where you could have spent $500. I think it's a really good move. And this is for any industry. Let me just make that very clear, because I feel like some businesses feel like, their type of business doesn't really have that area for needing headshots, but that's not true at all. As a business owner, as a professional, you should always have headshots. So take advantage of the opportunity. If you're a client of ours, check your emails, because that's where we send everything. Please don't unsubscribe to your email listing, because that's how you get the information that we are providing for our clients.
Yeah, and I know you're saying space is limited, but so how do you do the scheduling? How does that work? Give us some details about that.
So what happens is that in the email, you are directed to click a link, and it allows you to book an appointment for the days that are available. And so I think Sharad is doing about 20 a day or so. So, as we push this, the days are going to start to fill up really quickly. So we just encourage everybody that, if you really want to, if you're in our system, please check your emails and click that link so that you can book your appointment.
Yeah. And Sharad, generally, how long is the photo shoot? How long does it take?
Sharad actually had to go, but I can answer that for you. So it's 10 to 15 minutes because it is the express. So we're doing them pretty quickly, trying to get everybody in and out. But it's still a good time. You still get light drinks. You get one change of clothes, 10 to 15 minutes. And then once again, you get to select your shots right then and there, your 2 shots. And if, anybody wants more shots, then you can pay an additional price to Sharad for those shots. But under this agreement with us, you get those 2 shots for $120.
Wow. Okay. So this is a real photo shoot. I mean, change the clothes and everything.
No. This is real. This is going into the studio. You having the real experience, and that's why we're so excited. Because Sharad is an excellent photographer.
Oh yes.
Excellent photographer, and to get this rate and to be able to select your photos right then and there, so you already know what you're getting. You can't really beat it. And so we encourage our clients to really take advantage of this.
That is wonderful stuff. Okay. So this is also very exciting. The Christmas Showcase.
Yes.
Shop Small Support. Okay, tell us about that. I can imagine what's going on here, but give us some details about that.
So for the Christmas Showcase,
Shop Small Support Big.
Yes,
Shop
Shop small businesses and support big, as in spend plenty money. So for us, but we're trying an environment for our clients to really showcase what they have. That's products and services that we already know what's in our database, but we need the Bahamian public to recognize how many amazing businesses that we have and that we are supporting and assisting. And so for us, the showcase is so important, and it gives our clients the opportunity to really shine, and that's what it's all about. So the first year we had it here at our old location, the GFT location, and then due to COVID last year, we had to do it digital. But we're excited to now have it in person again, and we'll be at our new location, which is the old Phil's Food Store location. That's where it'll be taking place on December 11th at 3 p.m. The showcase starts until about 9 p.m. But we're excited. We have over 25 booths we're going to fill. We have partners who will be involved. And then, of course, just a good time to really network and showcase products and services, and for Bahamians to find opportunities to support small businesses by buying little Christmas gifts, getting vouchers for services or whatever, just coming down to really network and see what it's all about and enjoying the food that we'll have provided as well. Of course, COVID protocol is strictly enforced. You must have either a negative antigen test or be fully vaccinated, and we will be checking those. So, we are trying our best and we will make it as safe as possible, given the COVID climate, to do this in person again. I mean, everybody misses, in-person type events.
Yeah.
And so for our clients, it's going to be, I think, a fun thing for us to do.
It sounds like a lot of fun. Any cost to attend or to be a part of it?
No, it's all free.
Oh, wow.
And it's free for our clients as well. So the clients who are trying to sign up, and I encourage our clients once again to check your emails to take advantage of the opportunity. It is no cost to them to participate, and it's no cost to attend.
So are there booths still available?
Yes, we do have booths still available for persons who are interested in our client base to go and sign up for it. You will once again be reverted to a form that you could just fill out. And then once again, we'll look. So our biggest thing is we want to make sure that we're highlighting as many products, services as possible. So we will be reviewing it. So it's not like as soon as you apply, you automatically get in. No, because we want to make sure that we're not too saturated in any industry, of course.
Right.
So what we're doing is making sure that that's spaced out and that we have a good showing of what all of the products and services our clients have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So once you fill that out, you will go through the vetting process, making sure that we're not oversaturated, and that's just on the client side for those who want to be vendors. As for those who want to attend, free of charge, come down to the Phil's location, December 11th, starting at 3 o'clock. 3 to, I'll say about 6 is mainly focused on like children. You're going to have a youth DJ, we call him, making it fun for children to come out and enjoy it as well. And we just want to highlight our clients and enjoy some type of community since COVID.
Yeah, finally, we're desperately craving it.
Yeah, and it's cashless, right? From what I saw.
Yeah, so we're making it a cashless type of situation, but we don't want to discourage those who may have cash to not come. So what we'll do is provide an opportunity for you to transfer to transfer your actual cash into digital payment. And so that's where our partners come in, and we're partnered with as many digital platforms as possible to give Bahamians an opportunity to choose how they choose to digitize their money for spending at this event. So yes, it is a cashless event, but don't let that discourage you. Still come, and we'll make sure that you're able to participate.
Are you able to say what, maybe not the clients, but what types of products we're going to be able to see so far? Do you have, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Definitely some Bahamian crafts. I know that's always an area where we get a lot. I think we had someone who even had books that they have our writing and wanted to present. We're still, looking through that process, but it's going to be a wide range of products and services. I know last time by our showcase, we had someone who was doing massages. She actually set up a chair and stuff like that and was actually like giving like couple-minute massages out there just to, show a service.
Wow.
So it's going to be a wide range, and that's why we want people to come out, because it's going to be exciting.
Yep.
We never really know what our clients have, but whenever they do show up, it's always like, wow, that's here.
That's amazing. Okay, so give us the date one more time and the time.
December 11th. It starts at 3 o'clock and it ends at 9.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the old Phil business, the Phil Services food business store. What am I saying? But Phil's on Glaston Road, and that is your new office there. Access Accelerator.
Yes. And so earlier that day, we also having our ribbon cutting ceremony for our new location. December 11th is a pretty busy day for us.
Okay.
We also participate in the Authentically Bahamian trade show. We'll have a booth there as well.
Wow.
So a lot is happening on that day, but I think we've provided more than enough for our Bahamians to take advantage of everything that's going on, and we're excited.
Yep. Okay, wonderful stuff. And in 15 seconds, they need to reach you all. What's the best way for people to reach you all if they want to get an update on what's happening with their funds in their account?
No problem. So they can contact through our customer service, 359-0626 or 359-2394. That's our direct customer service lines where they'll actually be able to speak to someone, and then they'll be able to forward their inquiry. But also we have our help desk, as Kenron had mentioned before. Go to www.accessaccelerator.org. And once you go there, you could go right to the contact section, and there's help center there. Once you click that, it'll take you to where you're able to submit a ticket. And once you do that, it'll digitally help you in getting any inquiries answered, as it allows us to actually track the ticket, monitor it, and then push it to the department where it actually belongs. So it's an efficient way of getting your information to you.
Wonderful stuff. Sean Gomez, thank you so much for talking with us this morning. Really appreciate it. And to Kenron Brennan and Sherrod Lightburn, of course, thank you all. Great stuff. And thank you for keeping us posted about all the exciting things going on with Access Accelerator.
No problem. It's always a pleasure, Dwight.
All right.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. We'll talk again soon. Chester Robards.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for being here with
Always
us this
a pleasure.
morning. I'll see you next week. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green.